Yo, what up? Fucking Newsboyz. What's up, everybody? How are you? Welcome to Newsboyz. Yeah, that was Success by Iggy Pop. I see people are asking. If you want to know what we're playing on this channel, or what I'm playing on the channel, I have a Spotify playlist. It's called Twitch Lead-Ins. You can follow me on Spotify. Zach Picklefeet is my name. So Zach Picklefeet is my Spotify thing. There's a public playlist there. That's all this shit. What's up, dudes? Trevor is going to be on any second now. He just tucked his child into bed, and he's going to call me when he sends me the Zoom thing. Chair is doing fine. Thank you for asking. I appreciate your concern with the comings and goings of Chair. But I think Chair is good. You know what? Let me move this window to my other monitor so I'm looking closer to you guys. What's up, dudes? Zach, is this Newsboyz? Yes, creeper girl next door. This is Newsboyz. And the other Newsboy is going to hop on here momentarily, and we're going to get into all the fucking crazy news that happened. Chair voted. Yes, Chair voted. Thank you, the Gillos, for noticing. It's been a crazy fucking news week, huh? Holy shit. I think it's done, right? I mean, I know it's not officially done, but it's done, right? Do we all agree? Is this fucking thing over? I mean, Jesus Christ. Did you see Biden's speech right now? No. Is he doing it right now? Let's take a look at this. I knew he was going to go on at 8. I guess it's 8 Pacific. I thought he was going to go on at 8 Eastern, and I just missed it or it didn't happen or something. But fuck it. Let's fucking see this. Let me just check out. What do I check here? Oh, it ended? So what did he say? He just did it? Hang on. Did he fucking own it? I don't understand why it hasn't been called yet, honestly. It's like he's up in all these states, and if one of them goes, it's over. And in most of them, the votes are in. Like he's got it. What are we doing? Why don't we announce it? What's the issue here? Somebody knows better than me. What does my shirt say? My shirt says "Feel the Earn." One of my castmates on that show, Wrecked, I did. Brooke Dillman. This is her dog, Ernie. Rest in peace. He died, but he was a great dog. And this is like a 4-year-old shirt or something like that. I met my wife where he gave his speech. That doesn't help me at all, dude. That doesn't help me at all. Yo, Spuzz, thank you for gifting. Look at us. We got our fucking... Holy shit, we're a level 4 hype train already? You guys are going crazy, and I love it, and I appreciate it, and it's got to be 270. We're over 270. We're at 306. It's going to be 306. It's done. Just fucking call it. The fuck? Whatever. Do you think Trump will ever concede? I mean, that's something I definitely want to talk to Trevor about. It's like, no, I don't think he's ever going to concede. It's Donald Trump. And here's what I think is hilarious. Do you think Donald Trump is ever going to go to the inauguration of Joe Biden and do the gracious thing and shake his hand and pass the torch? There's no fucking chance in hell he's going to do that. It's taking so long because there's some actual fraud going on. Here's a little hot take. Hang on now. But since Trump's a loudmouth, people take it like he can't lose. There is some actual... All right, well, okay. I cannot picture Trump doing that. I cannot picture Trump doing that either. I really can't. Yeah, I have seen no evidence of fraud. I mean, I'm not the most plugged in dude, but what's the fraud? When his own White House spokesman was asked, can you be specific about the fraud? They go, yeah, I have specifics, but I've been advised not to share it. It's you're full of shit, dude. If you had specifics of fraud, you would be talking about it and banging the drum like nobody's business. No one told you couldn't share the specific evidence you have of fraud. Give me a fucking break. Ridiculous. This man wanted to nuke a hurricane. I'm reading a comment here. Ram23 says, actually scared he might do some crazy shit before he gets kicked out. Yeah, man. There is zero evidence of fraud. The GOP leadership even said so. Yeah, it's true. It's just ridiculous how, it's so funny because 3 months ago, everybody in America knew exactly what was going to happen on Tuesday night. Trump was going to declare victory before the votes were even in, and then he was going to declare fraud. It's like clockwork. Why would anyone be surprised when this is what happens? It's, come on. Give me a fucking break, Dad. Anyway. I've been asked by some of you guys not to get into politics on this channel, and I try to respect that, but I feel like, this week it's like, give me a fucking break, dude. Come on, bro. Look at our level 5 hype trains already at 307%. Fucking radical. What else happened this week though, dude? That's so boring. It's Newsboyz. Go off. All right. Does Newsboyz have to have news in it? No. In fact, usually Newsboyz has about 5% news, and then about like 40% Trevor and I telling stupid stories about each other. 10% Trevor and I getting deep, and like, have I cried on Newsboyz? I don't think I've cried on Newsboyz. I predict I will cry before Newsboyz is done. 5% news, 95% boys. Yeah, right. Dragon Lord, I missed you too, man. It's good to see you too, Dragon Lord. Therapy Boys is good. I saw that System of a Down put out a new song. I guess that's really the biggest story of the week. In Michigan, they stopped poll watchers. Arizona, their system's fucked up with a over 10% error. There is reason to do a recount. Great. You know what? Do a fucking recount. Make sure, triple check it. Make fucking positive that the votes are the votes. That's what we all want. Nobody has a problem with that. Like, sure. And honestly, I'm not even mad that it's taking this long, because, like, let's dot the I's and cross the T's and do all that fucking shit, and like, let's put this thing to bed, right? It's ridiculous though. It's like only one state has to tip, and then it's like it's over. So I don't know why. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. The count isn't going to be wrong. It's 6 or 7 states. That's a pipe dream. Exactly. Asking for a recount isn't the issue. Those things happen every year. Saying that they found votes. Well, hang on. Sorry, it's moving a little fast. I want to read this. And no votes were all there. They just take time to count, like every year. Exactly. And this year, obviously, it's going to be a little more difficult because we have so many more mail-in ballots because of the fucking pandemic. I just think it's really funny when people are like, what are the odds that all the mail-in ballots are blue? And first of all, not all of them are blue, but that they're, so it's just like, it's a red thing, election night, and then all the mail-ins come in. Trump actually said this. He's like, and they're all blue? It's like, yeah, you told all your followers not to mail in their ballots. So it's not a mystery here, right? Am I missing anything here? Whoever says Trump won gets their news from the dummy Flecka. What is that I don't know? Dummy Flecka? Is that like a thing I don't understand? Oh my God. People mail in ballots every single year. I know, for decades there's been mail-in ballots. Trump voted mail-in. Not this election, but last time. Yeah, it's basic shit. This is not mysterious. You know what I mean? Hang on. I find it interesting that you can't even talk about it when you think Trump will win, but you can sure gloat. I'm not on either side, but I'm just fucking sick of it. You're a little cunt, dude. That was from... Who said that to me? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, dude. Go watch something else, man. It's a big internet. Why would you be here, you fucking dickhead? Trump should lose because so many of his blah, blah, blah. It's moving a little far. Banned for life? I don't give a fuck. And who said I couldn't talk about it beforehand? I was talking about us. Trevor just sent the Zoom thing. Let's get him in here. Let's get this going. Hang on. Open my Zoom. Here we go. Join the video. And hang on, guys. It's all happening. Hello, Peter. It's all happening. All right, he's got to let me in. What do you tune in for? The boys or the news? What's up, dude?
What up?
How are ya?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Hang on, let me make sure. Oh, there it is.
How's it going?
Good, man. Look at your
right.
fancy shirt, dude. You look like what do you look like you just came from? Like I don't know. Whatever. It's shiny material.
Shiny shirt, Trevor. How's everybody doing? How's the show going so far?
So far, so good. Someone called me a cunt.
That's funny.
Which was funny, and yeah. I hats off to them.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good.
This is it. Here we are. This is the first Newsboyz post election. In the middle of the election, we still don't know anything.
I mean, we know everything. It's over.
It's over. Friday. Welcome to the flagship show.
Flagship show of the network right here.
This is the jewel in the whitest kid's crown.
You could have been anywhere else in the world.
Yep. This is the show. This is the pace car, if you will, the show of which all others are compared against. And it's going to be fun too. It looks like my I don't like how many buttons I have undone.
Yeah, it looks like you're hitting on everyone.
Yeah, sorry. There we go. All right. How's your week?
It was good. Hang on. I'm going to bring your audio down a touch because it looks like you're peaking. Guys, let me know if the audio gets all fucked up. Zach, turn up. Turn me up? Hang on. I think we're good. Let me know if the audio is fucked. My week was crazy, but good, man. I mean, Jesus. It was like, I don't know. The election has kind of infected every day for me. Has it for you?
Wait. Oh, shit. Yeah. Right. I forgot. Yeah. That was this week.
Did you really forget?
No, I said at the beginning of the thing. I was like, "Is the first one post?"
So I don't know. I mean, like, did you sleep Tuesday night, or do you don't strike me as someone that would lose sleep over this kind of a thing?
No, I slept like a baby.
Yeah, you don't really care that much. I know you care, but you're not like me, where I'm like a mess. You're fine.
I think at the end of the day, I feel like you're just, you're observing. I feel like an observer more than anything else.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Which is funny because you have a child. Like, you have way more at stake than me. Like, I could really get away with feeling like an observer. I'm probably never going to have kids. I don't give a fuck what happens to climate change. Of course I do, but I could have the attitude that I don't, you know?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I think, like, what's really crazy is, like, this runoff Georgia election is kind of going to determine what we do as a country about climate change. Like, if Biden doesn't have a majority of the Senate, they're going to block him, and his climate plan is not going to go forwards. And that fucking matters. That's like the fate of not the fate of the planet, but like it's a big fucking part of this whole thing. So,
right.
To me, it's like next month in January, the runoff election is actually like just as important as this fucking thing. Why I'm kind of launching into a tangent here, but
no, I mean, you're probably right. I'll be honest. When they're going to try to get everybody to pay attention in January to this runoff, I ain't doing it. Like, I'm exhausted from this thing. Like, right. I'm not in 60 days. They're like, everybody pay attention again. I'm like, you get me once every 4 years. And then, so, but I mean,
I guess that's kind of the point I'm making though, right? Like that having a child doesn't make you care more about this sort of a shit.
No.
Okay. Let's dive into that, man. What's that about? How come?
No, I mean, I care, but I'm also, I don't know. I think I have fatigue of, and this is a horrible thing to say, of people caring, which is good. People should care. I'm glad people care. I care, but I'm done for a while after this one.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much going on. I don't want to spend my life thinking about, and I'm a dumb guy. But like, I don't want to spend my life thinking about the president all the time.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I'm turning Trevor up a tad. I hear you and I honor you. I know. And I had that same thought where I was like, no matter who wins this thing, I cannot be hostage emotionally to this shit that I really have no power over. Like, I will vote. I will donate when I can and when I feel like it's necessary. But like beyond that, me listening to 3 podcasts a day and like, checking the New York Times or whatever the fuck, like, obsessively, it's not doing anything. It's just stressing me out. I don't need it.
Yeah. I mean, when I was running here to get here in time and I was coming down the stairs and they got President Joey Biden, or a president-elect he's giving a speech right now. Up there.
Should we be watching that? Is he doing it right now?
No, this is Newsboyz.
Right. Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah, so Joey's doing a speech and he's and I stopped for a second on my way down here and I listened and it was fucking boring. Like it was like, it's like it put me to sleep and I was like, that's nice. I like that. Like, you know what? This is a fucking boring news program like it's supposed to be. And I laughed. Yeah.
Oh my God. Hang on, we did max our hype train, so I don't want to disrespect the hype train. What should we do for that?
Well, I think someone tweeted this, and I thought it was a good idea.
I know what you're gonna say.
I think we should call Vegas, or a lot of people call the state Nevada. I call it Vegas. But we should call Vegas and figure out.
It's another one of your intentional mispronunciations.
No, it isn't. Okay, what is it? Vegas? What do you say?
Give me a break. You know it's not Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Vegas.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not. You know it's not.
Las Vegas.
Now you said it right. That's not how you said it the other times.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
No, you go Vegas. So we'll call Vegas. Whatever, it's fine. It's You're getting pissed.
I'm not getting pissed. I'm not getting pissed. What do you think I am, Timmy?
Yeah. So no. we call the vote counting people.
Yeah, I want to call and see what the fuck's going on over there. Like, because it's been too. Okay, here's the thing. Like, Vegas. I'm gonna call it Nevada. 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 Total in the entire. It's all desert. There's nobody that lives in Nevada.
It's only 6 electoral votes, so that tells you how many people we're counting here. Not many.
There's 3 million people total in the entire state. Now, Los Angeles, we've got like 40 million people in Southern California, and we could count our shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys, these hills have eye motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's been a week and you can't count 3 million votes. What do they got? One guy doing it?
Did you hear that they took I think on yesterday, a day of administrative leave?
Oh, fuck them.
Are you kidding? They had to do other administrative duties. So they stopped counting the votes to take care of some other fucking I don't know what. Like, are you kidding me, guys? It's only the fate of the free world hanging in the balance here. Like, count the fucking votes.
They probably took a break to like gamble and like fuck hookers, because that's like, because why else would you live out in the middle of the desert except that you can I don't know. Anyway, I all that to say, anyone who lives in Nevada, I apologize. I don't mean to insult the state, but I don't know what the fuck.
I mean, they are 50th in education, so I mean, what do we really expect?
Well, then we should be shipping people who aren't from states that are 50th in education to all the states. Like, basically, the bottom 25 states in education, we should ship representatives from the top 25 to do the counting on elections from now on, because this is obviously beyond Nevada's capability.
Yeah, I know. Oh, God. What's Arizona's excuse? Jesus Christ. Wait, so did you hear that Donald Trump and Mark Burnett have already got some show they've cooked up? I don't know if this is real or fake.
Ooh, that'll be huge.
Yeah, it's and do you know the premise of the show? Supposedly,
no.
And somebody in chat told me if I'm wrong about this, but from what I heard is it's Donald Trump would be acting as the president on a reality show where he would basically be commenting on what he would have done different if he was still president of the United States.
I love it.
So every week it's just him fucking sniping.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the perfect role for him. Because it's been entertaining. Like, to see what he like thinks about things. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, but not having the power to act on it is the thing too. So
yeah.
Although,
I mean, he's gonna be facing like serious criminal prosecution in New York State, like as soon as he's out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna throw a president in jail.
I don't know, man. They're definitely gonna go at him. There's no doubt about that. They're gonna prosecute him.
I don't think you can throw a president in jail. I think if they want to get rid of a president, they got to heart attack him or something. Like, I feel like presidents will get heart attack, but it'll just because they don't want him to tell state secrets or something. Then all of a sudden, be like, oh, he had a heart attack a day after he got out of the office, that kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't think you can throw a guy in prison who has also the state secrets.
Right. I don't know. I wonder how much of those secrets he's retained.
I'm gonna grab a paper towel real quick.
Okay, get it. Somebody said Zach is such a libtard. Trevor is pretty cool though. Very cool. Very cool. I want your tears in a bottle, Zach, when Trump wins. Okay. If you donate, I'll send them to you. Thanks, Killer. I appreciate it. Prosecute him for what exactly? Well, I believe what they're going to prosecute him for is I think the tax evasion is one. I think he's violated the emoluments clauses like beyond while he was in office. I think that's probably one. I think there's a smorgasbord. The Hatch Act.
I thought it was just tax stuff.
I think that's probably going to be the entree. But I think there's others. Speaking of heart attack stuff, do you remember this? When we were working at Imagination, we would always talk about like how if we had to, we would murder our coworkers. Do you remember this?
No.
We would be like, especially there was one in particular. We're like, how would you kill him? And I remember, I think I read an anarchist cookbook, and I wonder if this is real. What?
Who did you want to kill?
Okay, my boss who would sit behind me and chew with his mouth open.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you did want to kill.
Oh, I really did, and I actually I thought maybe I could.
I like how this is like. Remember how we used to sit and talk about who we would kill, and the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's probably just you.
But let me set the stage. So when we worked at Imagination, I was an editor, right? So I would sit at a desk just like this, and I'd be editing fucking TV shows, and this one fucking guy would sit right behind me, and I think he did it on purpose, man. He would always be eating, and he would be chewing so loud with his mouth. It was like aggressive mouth chewing, like right in my ear all the time, dude. Drove me fucking crazy.
I think that's how he was raised.
Oh,
I think he's just. I don't think it was intentional. Dude, I think he was just gross.
Adults who haven't figured out how to chew with their mouth closed, honestly, they repulse me. It drives me insane.
The other funny thing about him was that he always wore like a baby's hat.
Yeah, well, he was Korean, so that's not really his fault. I feel like that's just like
is that a Korean thing?
Yeah. And by the way, when he moved from Korea 2 years earlier, so he's Korean.
He was actually Korean.
Yeah.
But what do you mean? That Koreans wear baby hats?
Yeah, Koreans wear little child's clothes as adults.
What?
In Korea. Yeah, they do, dude.
I don't.
They wear pastel baby blue, the Oshkosh Bagosh onesies and shit.
Are you being racist in a weird way?
No, how is that racist?
We just became partners, by the way. We're now partners on Twitch. Yeah. So sorry about that.
It's not racist. I'm not saying like people of Korean descent wear this. I'm saying it's the cultural norm in the country of Korea. Different nations have different fashions. Fucking idiots. Give me a fucking break, you pieces of shit calling me racist. Suck my dick.
Is that me?
Fuck you too.
Yelling at me, right?
No, I'm looking at all these stupid chat people. And their fashion that's different from ours is they dress like little toddler babies. Or at least they did in 2005 when this guy was there. He dressed like a toddler. You said it yourself.
Oh, he did. He absolutely did. But you noticed it with other people from Korea.
Yeah, I noticed it with a lot of people in that office. They all dress like little babies. It was cute. But anyway, this guy would fucking chew, and I remember. So I was like, dude. I remember in high school, I read in the anarchist cookbook, there was this method of murder that I thought was so fascinating. There's no way that this is real, but they were like, buy a carton of cigarettes, empty all of the tobacco into a pot and boil it in water. And then just let it boil until it's like the water is evaporated and what you're left with is just like a paste, right?
I think this is real.
You think this is real?
I think so, because I had heard this a long time ago. It definitely was an anarchist cookbook thing, but I think it's a legit thing.
And they were saying you could scrape that paste and apply it to a doorknob, and if someone touched it, just the transdermal contact would give someone a heart attack and they would die. And I'm like, if that was real, That would be like a big deal. Like, don't you think everyone would know about that? And it's like, what the fuck is that? That can't be real. And then I freaked out because for that like 1 month period where I tried vaping like you do, I remember I spilled the vape all over my hands. There's like pure nicotine. I was like, am I gonna fucking have a heart attack and die? Like, I remember I called you. I was
Well,
like,
they
what
used
do
to
I
have
do?
They used to have books that came because we would vape before it was like easy and accessible. Like, because we would get it from like England and stuff, and it came with books that was like, don't get this on your hands
For the
because
vape shit.
for the vape shit. Because I think now the vape stuff is like cut. It's like only like 3% nicotine or whatever in it like that. But at the time, it was just pure nicotine, and you're only supposed to put like a drop on things. And they're like, do not get this on your hands.
So is that true? You would actually die if you got pure nicotine on your skin? You would have a heart attack and die?
I think if you left it in and you let it absorb, if you left enough of it on your skin and you let it absorb and it got into your blood, you know, it could raise your blood pressure enough to kill you. I think that's the idea behind it. I don't know how true it is, but that's I believe it with all my heart.
Well, somebody said yes, true. So yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
So that was your way to kill your Korean boss.
Well, you don't have to say the word Korean there. Just
Oh, okay.
a guy who chewed too
Happened
loud.
to be.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing. The thing where they talk about like is it racist to say you notice something about a country?
No, dude. Different regions have different cultural norms, and to pretend that's not true is like ridiculous. So like,
Right.
of course, people in Korea are gonna dress different than people in America. Like, it would be insane if they didn't. Like, and that's not you're not being pejorative by noticing a difference.
Right. No, I didn't think it was bad, but I just wanted to see if the general consensus was that it was bad.
Who gives a shit? I mean, I don't know. Whatever. People, I'm just getting it now. Wow, Zach. Wow.
On this episode, it's Zach that's dropping all the red pills.
Yeah. Whatever. Wait. What are other fun, creative ways you could murder someone and get away with it?
Well, you can get a bunch of microwaves and you can take the doors off of them. And you can like I've read something about this once where a guy lined up all these microwaves against his wall and he plugged them all in like he had
facing the wall or facing the room.
No, facing the wall.
Okay.
And because he hated his neighbor, and like he gave his neighbor a heart attack by just constantly running the microwaves, shooting those microwave things through the wall into his room.
Did his neighbor have a pacemaker? Because I know that's a thing.
I don't know. I don't even know if that story's true, but I heard it at one point. The other one I remember from that same book that talks about the nicotine paste that you could put on the doorknob was this actually this wasn't. I actually think the nicotine thing wasn't Anarchist Cookbook. There was this rumored CIA handbook, field book that was in circulation like in the 70s and 80s that everybody was like, this is what they actually give the CIA, like the spies, like if you're down behind enemy lines. And I think it was from that. But there was also one in there where they were telling you how to murder people with no evidence. And they were saying, you kill a dog.
Oh, God.
You take one of its teeth out, and then you kind of like whittle it into a bullet or whatever. And you put that in a gun, and you put like gunpowder behind it, and you shoot somebody with that, because when it's bone. When they do the autopsy, they disregard the pieces of bone, and on an autopsy level examination, they're not going to notice like, oh, this is a chip of a dog tooth. They're just kind of like go like that, and so then there's like, there's no bullet. This man was not murdered. I don't know how that like gets you out of it, but they would be like, there's no bullet.
I mean, he's got a giant hole in his head, but if there's no bullet, it's no murder. Natural causes, believe it or not.
I think it was a microwave heart attack.
That's a pretty good one, though, man. I've heard of the ice bullet, right? I'm sure you've heard of that. Same thing, but like a bullet made of ice. And when you think about it for more than 5 seconds, you're like, well, it would just shatter on detonation. But like, the bullet goes in and melts in their body, and then they got no bullet.
You know which one I always loved? I never did this in college, but this was one of my favorite like pranks that I would hear of people doing, which is you take a plate, regular dinner plate, you piss all over it.
Oh yeah, love it already.
Yeah, and then you put it in the freezer. So then you freeze it, and you've got this whiz disc. And so then it was a big dorm thing. You go and you slide the whiz disc under someone's door. And then it melts, and you like stealthily pee on their carpet, and they come in and they're like, my carpet smells like piss, but they're like, how did anyone get in here? It's locked. And you're like, whiz disc.
I did not think it was going to go there. I thought it was going to be like, you pee all over the plate and you freeze it so it's totally solid. Then you serve someone food on it, and they don't realize after a while that it's like, wow, my food. Yeah, okay.
No, that's good too. I like that.
No, I think the whiz disc is way better. Wow. Somebody just wrote, hill dwarves are filthy dirt eaters. Zach. All right.
Hill dwarves.
I don't even know what that means. All right. I guess they're still doing that.
So what's going on with the news right now? So we got President Donald Trump. He's saying he's not leaving, right? Is that what's going on? Not leaving?
Oh, I don't know. Has he said that? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think he's saying they're trying to steal it.
Sure.
Joey Biden is like, I'm not stealing anything. And they're both saying that they're president. And
did Joe Biden say he was president?
I think they're both saying they're president. So now we've somehow come through this with two presidents. Yeah.
Pretty cool. I don't think Biden has said that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I just only saw 2 seconds of the speech, but when I was walking down here, I was like, I bet he says he's president.
Yeah. I don't think he did. Good job on Newsboyz. Sean Connery died.
I know.
You know, to me, Sean Connery was never James Bond. He was Indiana Jones Sr. He was
right, because we're younger.
Yeah.
I feel like he died a couple of years too late. Because like I feel like people didn't make as big a deal out of it. Like I think if he died 5 years ago, people would be like, Sean Connery. Like, but by the time that he died now, like all the TikTok kids are like, who? Like, you got to die right when you stop working.
Right.
You don't want to go like 10 years afterwards or no one's, you're not even, he barely fucking trended on Twitter. Did you hear that?
That's sad for him and his children.
they were.
If I could have been it that way, I could be like, I'm so sorry about the not trending.
I heard he didn't trend, but I thought he was very famous. I guess he just died too late. And they're like, yeah, no, we told him like, you should be getting out of here.
He pulled a Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
You gotta get out now. You got to get out now.
Like if Ringo doesn't go before Paul McCartney, like, Paul dies, everyone's going to use up all their Beatles sadness. They're going to be like, now all the Beatles are dead. And then Ringo will die a couple years later and they'll be like, oh, weird. Like, but if Ringo dies now, they're like, another Beatle died.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Why am I getting more wow Zachs? I guess that's just a thing.
I think that's a chat joke. Like if you say that, then people get self-conscious.
Wow,
Did
Zach.
I say something?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, can we go back to the anarchist cookbook? When I was in high school, you would download it, right?
Yeah, from the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know why I clarified that.
Yeah. And I like printed it out, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And like half the shit in the anarchist cookbook was like really dumb shit. It's like, take a bunch of match heads, scrape the shit off of match heads and put it into a tennis ball. Yeah. You light the tennis ball on fire, and then you can like roll it down a hill and it'll explode. And I did that.
It was different than that. They said if you packed it so tight with matchbooks in a tennis ball, because there's a chemical in a tennis ball. Like if you threw it and it would if it hit a wall, it would combust all of the match heads together and it would kind of explode.
Oh, so you don't even have to light it. You just fucking throw it?
You throw it. But I did that.
That's crazy.
It doesn't work. I tried it so many fucking times. Like, I would constantly be at like a teacher's house being like, fuck you. And it never did anything.
You got to add some pop rocks in there that will spark on impact. Ba-boom. I remember I scraped all these match heads into like a giant powder, and then I put them into a film canister. And apparently you can make a little mini pipe bomb this way. And then I was going to like seal the film canister, like somehow get a fuse and do that. But I got so bored of like scraping the match heads. I had to be in like 5th, 6th grade or something like that. That I just, on my desk in my room where I grew up, I was just like, what would happen if I just lit this right now here at my desk? It was like a half full of just like, what's that? What is it? what's this? It starts with an M. It's not phosphorus.
Magnesium.
Magnesium. So
Yeah.
I just fucking dropped a match into the thing, and dude, a little film canister, the flame like went all the way up to my ceiling. It was like,
Oh wow.
yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome.
I had a when I was in 6th grade, I went to this real like redneck school way out in the middle of nowhere, and so I had like my group of friends, and then there was this one sort of weird kid who was like a 10th grader who would hang out with us and like eat with us, so that's not normal. A 10th grader hanging out with a bunch of 6th graders, like,
Sure.
a little weird. They're
Yeah.
there. But he was, for us, it was cool. It's like, yeah, his 10th graders hanging out with us. And he was obsessed with the anarchist cookbook. He was obsessed with like bombs and stuff. And like, he was like, so he was making plastic explosives like at his house. Like, and he was, I forget what he was doing to it, but he was kneading. It was like, it just looked like a dough. And this is pre-Columbine. So this fucker brings it to school.
Jesus, dude.
And at my lunch table for a week, we would just be shooting the shit, talking, and because he had to knead to get all the bubbles out of it, and he gave it to all of us, and we were just getting all the bubbles out of it and like kneading it as we were talking. Like teachers would come by and like, but it just looked like we were playing with like homemade Play-Doh, but it was like plastic explosives that he was making, and like that, it was that was it. I guess that's a different time. And so the thing about him is he graduated. And then he moved up into the mountains and he started growing mushrooms. And so he's a couple years older. And so a couple years out of high school, they found his farm of mushrooms, and he had to go to court. And so me and my friends, we were like in 11th grade at this point. We were like, we should go see, the guy who used to hang out with us. We'll go see like, him at court. So we like put on our dad's jackets or whatever like that. We went to court like that.
As like a show of support to be like, hey man, we're here for you, or just to like have an experience.
Yeah, we hadn't talked to him for a while, like, out of school like that. And we went to it, and it was like the sentencing. He'd already been guilty or whatever like that. And so we get there, and they're like, and they gave him like 20 some years in prison. Like, and we were like, whoa, like that. And it was the weirdest thing. Like, he got up, he saw that we were there. And so they're taking him out of the room, and he looks to us and he goes like,
whoa.
And that's the last I saw him.
You have another story like that about your pill guy in New York.
Oh yeah, that was in college. One of my friends, I told that on here, haven't I?
I don't know if you have.
One of my friends sold a lot of ecstasy, but like a lot.
Yeah, like trash bags.
Trash bags full of ecstasy. And he got there was a checkpoint going across like the Verrazano Bridge, and he got pinched, and his trial hadn't happened yet. But the last I saw him was at our college graduation, where I was like, he told me there, he was like, yeah, they've got me going over the bridge with some ecstasy. And I was like, oh, how much ecstasy? I was like, oh shit. Like, cause he used to just give ecstasy out like it was candy to everybody. Yeah. I was like, well, how long are you looking at? And he was like a long, long time.
Yeah. Like more than a decade.
Oh, like, yeah. More than a couple decades, I think. And I was kind of like, that sucks, dude. And then my parents were there because it was graduation. I was like, I gotta go. I'll see you later. Like, kind of.
He's like, probably not.
Yeah, never saw him again. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Someone says, I definitely heard this story a few times. I'm sorry. I thought I told it before.
Yeah, it's all right. I also remember in the anarchist cookbook, one thing that I used to always try and do is like, there was this one bit where it's like, if you take a $5 bill and you cut like a little notch out of it at this exact part, you could feed it into a like one of those quarter change machines, and it'll give you the quarters and the $5 bill back. And I would try that I never got it to work.
Never worked.
I was like, oh my God, if I could. When you're like in 7th grade and you have no money, that just feels like that would be a miracle. I could rob every change machine.
I remember like my uncles and shit would have like the original anarchist cookbooks.
What the fuck does that even mean? Was it ever bound?
Yeah. It was like,
it was sold?
It was a book that was sold and then was like out of press and people were upset about it or like that. But like they had like the original ones. And so that would have stuff in it. But like then by the time that like we were kids, like we'd be downloading it off the internet, and it's like whenever you see those like fail videos, that you go to watch like a fail video compilation or like a wrecked video or something like that, you know, and it's somebody makes it and it's like all good stuff. Like it's like really good fail videos, but then they obviously throw in about like one of them like pushing their sister or something, and you're just like, this is not as good at the other. Oh, this is like this guy put his in here with everything else, like, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on with the Anarchist Cookbook in like the 90s, like where I remember you'd see stuff where they're like, this is how you make like C4, this is how you make this, and then one of them, I remember one of them was like, you can go to a Walmart and you can like set a timer on all the radios for them all to go off at the same time, and people will be like, what's going on? And I remember just being like, I don't think this was in the original.
That's fucking insane. Yeah, there was another like internet guide on like how to like destroy corporations, you know, like how to bring down McDonald's. And it was like the back of every McDonald's, there's like these like industrial waste things, and like it contains all the grease and animal byproducts that like they can't get rid of. And if you go and tip it over, it'll smell so bad that McDonald's will have to shut down. I was like, that's kind of crazy. It was like, or you could ask for a thermos, like ask for hot boiling water. They have to give it to you. And then you could go and pour it into the trash can, and the boiling water will melt the plastic, and it'll make a big mess that they'll have to clean up. It's like, you're just like, that's not doing anything. That's just making this poor person's job so much more difficult.
What's going on, dude? Mom and dad getting a divorce? What's the deal?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my god.
And I think it's like it'll smell terrible. McDonald's will have to shut down. You're like, you think McDonald's is going to shut down for smelling terrible?
Yeah.
Like, think they give a shit. Like,
yeah.
They're selling $1 hamburgers.
Yeah. Oh my god. So did you hear about Oregon, right? This happened this week. This is pretty cool. First of all, DC legalized shrooms. That's rad.
Cocaine, bro.
Cocaine, meth, whatever you want, baby. Oregon, they got you.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna start do you want to go in with me on a cocaine bar up in Oregon?
I'd love to.
Now you can't sell cocaine.
No, and you can't have more than just like personal use, like little bits. I actually think it's pretty great. What do you think?
Love it.
Yeah. It's like, treat it like a health issue, not a criminal thing. Yeah. But boom, I think it's great.
Yeah. There's, I think tons of fucking sketchy people are going to move to Oregon now.
I doubt it.
You don't think some dude who's like constantly getting arrested for cocaine, like he hears this and he's like, it's fucking utopia. Like, you know.
I don't know. I'm sure, look, some fucking knucklehead probably, but I just don't think it's going to do that much.
I hope that other states do it. Like they all follow suit, like, because, you know, it would be nice to have, not without the stress. Like, you know, sometime you're going to bed and you're like, you know, had a rough day. Before I go to bed, do a little cocaine before you go to sleep.
Just a tootski. It's fine.
Yeah. Mushrooms is legal now, though, right? Everywhere?
No, just in DC, and I think it's legal in Washington.
Can you think of a worse place to do mushrooms than DC?
Oh, I bad tripped in DC so bad, dude.
Yeah, everything
Have I told
about
you this
that
story?
No, but I mean, everything about that city just looks like an evil, like, you know, brutalist architecture.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then at night they're like, oh, yeah, so, you know, all of this looks weird. Like, you know, the Washington Monument looks like a big evil thing.
Sure.
But then at night, let's put big red lights on it, like, you know, at the top of it. So everything just looks fucking evil. I can't imagine like doing mushrooms there.
Oh man. Yeah, I shroomed. It was probably like the second time I shroomed. I was like walking around DC and I was with some friends. I remember the first, like at the beginning of the trip, it was really funny. I remember I passed this guy. This was in like 99. I passed this guy in the street. He was like this little guy. And he was walking like very fiercely. And he had a shirt that said defend women's rights. But he was just like alone, just like on a mission. And I remember I just like fell down laughing. I was like, he's doing it right now. Like, yeah, go. It was like not that funny, but to me it was like the greatest thing. And then I was like with this girl I went to high school with who was like kind of mean. And like we're fucking peeking. And I'm looking up at the moon, and the moon looked like it was like shattered glass. And I was like, whoa. And then she's looking at me and she goes, you don't look good. And it was just like, in that moment, I was just like,
Oh, it's horrible.
yeah, it broke me. I remember I went
Yeah.
home. I like had to go home, and I was like living in my mom's basement, and I was tripping so fucking hard. Every part of me felt like gnarled wood, and I was just like sick, you know, because you're poisoning yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I went and I was like, I'm gonna die. Like I'm going to die. I'm gonna
Right.
go lay down in my bed. My mom's gonna find me tomorrow. And I was like, miserable. I was like, my soul is like in hell. I was like, I'll never again be able to like walk into a room and like have a conversation. Like I thought like it was just all over for me. It's hard to explain.
No, I get it. I
yeah.
get it. You're just afraid of dying. You think that because of your and my puritanical upbringing, doing any sort of drugs is like, oh, if I die doing this, I'm in trouble.
No, it wasn't that I had like there was some moral justice that was waiting for me. It was more like I was in such like terror and misery of just like the universe was like this just malicious, nasty place. It was just like I felt like total dread. That's all I could really say. Just like extreme dread.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to fucking will myself to die. I like laid in my bed, and I don't know why this made sense to me, but I was like, and I'm going to cross my arms over my chest like a fucking vampire. Because for some reason, I want my mom to find me in this position, which makes no fucking sense.
Right.
And I was laying there, and I was just like, I'm not dying. Like, it's taking me too long to die. And the way I had it, my stereo was like next to my bed, and I just pushed play. I was like, well, I'll listen to music while I'm dying. So I hit play, and it was the Marshall Mathers, that Eminem record was like the CD that was on. I was tripping so hard, I couldn't understand a fucking word he was saying. It sounded like just somebody being like, and it was just like gibberish. But it instantly, I went from like a death trip to like, this is the funniest joke I ever heard in my life. And I was like in bed, like dancing along to this fucking music, and I had like an out of body experience where I was like over DC. It was fucking great. Marshall Mathers, what the fuck? Saved my shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a long story with no payoff, but it was cool.
No, I don't feel like Eminem's good mushroom music.
Well, in that moment,
you enjoyed it.
What I needed, dude.
You enjoyed it. You know who's a big fan of Eminem?
Who?
President Joey Biden. Did you see that commercial?
No.
They so it's like, you know, in the end stretch, the Biden campaign, and hey, look, it obviously worked, you know, but they just started pulling out these commercials where they'd be like, you know, it'd have Biden walking, and then it would play like Beastie Boys, and they'd be like, this is the first time in history the Beastie Boys have given their song to a political candidate, and you'd be like,
that's in the commercial?
No, but it would be in the description, because then it would go around and all the like BuzzFeeds and all that would talk about that. So then like 3 days before the election, they put out a Joey Biden commercial, and it was like boom, boom, bat, boom, boom, boom. What if you had one chance, one shot? And then it's like, which is like, this is a classic song at this point. This is 20 years old, is it not? This song, you know. And you know, they played it at the Oscars this year. I don't know what's going on with this song. This song is connected to 2020 for some reason.
So funny.
But it was like he's, you know, something mom spaghetti, but and then it's just like Biden in slow motion with his fucking aviators on, like walking, and you're like, oh yeah, Biden's a huge Eminem head.
Yeah.
He's a stan.
Oh my god. What kind of music do you think Donald Trump listens to? Do you think there's any song in the world that he listens to that he likes?
I do not think he listens to music.
Yeah, I don't think he does either.
Yeah,
like at all.
I've met people who don't listen to music, and I think he's one of those people.
Yeah. God, him dancing is that's like one of the highlights of the year. It's like watching a fucking marionette. It's incredible, dude.
I don't know why politicians feel like they have to do that.
Just don't do it. Just don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just I just be old. Like you're 80. We know you're 80. You're not going to trick. It's not like, you know, when you're like 27 and an actress, you're like trying to lie about a couple years so that you can still play high school roles. I get it like that. But when you're 80 and you're like, make a commercial with me, what are the kids like right now? 8 Mile, the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop trying to relate to us, you ancient bastards. Oh, that's okay. That's directed at them. Thank you, Torkin. That's not.
I thought it was to us.
Yeah, I
was
thought
how
so
are we
too. I was like,
I'm not relating to you.
Trevor with all the zero hot takes and zero awareness. Okay, all right, licorice liquor. You used to be.
What does
nice.
that mean?
I don't know, man.
I have zero awareness of what that means. Like
Yeah.
zero hot takes. That means that my they don't like my opinions on things, I guess.
I don't know. We're
Someone
gonna
said,
do.
you guys take chat too seriously? Fuck you. No, we don't. You're banned for life.
Yeah, we definitely don't take chat too seriously. Don't flatter yourselves.
Yeah.
What is good mushroom music, Trevor? Great question.
You know who I'm like really into right now?
Yeah.
Is Brian Jonestown Massacre.
I know we talked about this last week.
Yeah, I'm listening to a lot of Brian Jonestown Massacre, and that dude is awesome because he like, if you follow him on like Twitter, he's still like just making songs. He'll go and he'll just in a studio and he'll make a song and he'll just throw it up on YouTube. So it's like just putting up music on YouTube. It's fun.
Yeah, he's a pretty prolific guy.
Yeah, I love that. I like Ween. I like Warren Zevon a lot for mushrooms.
For shrooms? He's
I just
so
like
political though. It's like I feel like listening to Warren Zevon is just like, oh god, it scare me.
I just love how he tells a story. There's some musicians that I just like the way they tell stories. One of these, and they're not all good. I really enjoyed Jimmy Buffett. Because I just like the way that he tells stories. I like storytelling songs.
Yeah. Even when you're shrooming though, I feel like if you're tripping, I don't think I'd be able to like follow the thread, at least at certain levels of my journey. Mac DeMarco, that's probably some pretty good vibes.
Someone said Neil Young. I don't like Neil Young.
You don't like Neil Young at all?
Not really.
Fair enough. ICP on shrooms, I actually bet that would be fucking lovely. Like, I could totally see that. I'd be into it.
Was it Springsteen? I never listened to Springsteen until about a year ago, and then I got really into him.
Really?
Yeah. I love Springsteen now, but like if you had asked me a year ago, I'd have been like, I fucking hate Springsteen. Springsteen sucks, and I'd never heard any of his songs, kind of thing.
Yeah. Have you heard his song Soul Driver?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's like the greatest thing in the world. Whatever, we won't go into it. But I'm into Springsteen.
Someone said The River.
Go ahead.
The River is an amazing album. That's like my favorite Springsteen song, The River.
What else happened this week? There's got to be some other shit that happened.
Lil Pimp. Someone said Lil Pimp. Lil Pimp came out for Donald Trump.
So did Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
So did Ice Cube.
Man.
And Ice Cube, I actually have an inside scoop on Ice Cube. He literally got bribed. Like the Biden campaign was trying to get him to do something with them, and then the Trump campaign came out and offered him more money, so he went with Trump. And then he got all bent out of shape when people were calling him greedy, and he's like, "Don't reduce me to greed, man. That's fucked up." It's like, yeah, it's what it is. Yeah. Anyway, fuck Ice Cube.
I wonder what Biden's commercial was going to be with Ice Cube.
I don't know. Yeah. A third of NWA supports Trump. Exactly. It's ridiculous. Unbelievable. What else, dude? There's got to be more news. It's crazy, man. There's everyone has blinders on this week. Hang on.
There's only one news. Well, here's a big news. Here's a big news that nobody's talking about, but will be talked about. On Monday, I think it's Denmark. Denmark basically was like, okay, so here's the thing. Denmark, by the way, all mink coats, about 80% of mink coats in the entire planet come from Denmark.
Get the fuck out of here. From farmed minks?
Mink farms. That's their thing. That's their
dark.
it's a huge part of their economy. And so on Monday, the day before the election, Denmark goes, so we just gassed 30 million minks. We killed all the minks in our country, basically, all the farms. We just killed them. And everyone's like, that's a huge part of your GDP. What do you mean? And they're like, well, here's the thing. The coronavirus mutated to the minks. And then it changed in the minks, and then it jumped back to humans. And so they basically have all these cities in Denmark on permanent, like lockdown, because it's evolved to a scarier, more antibiotic resistant version of the coronavirus. So right now they're trying to stop another strain from going out, and they just gassed every mink in this country, and no one's talking about it because it happened the same week as the election. But like, Denmark just raised the warning sign.
Good Lord. You know, that's one thing I'm really relieved about, is to have a president that actually takes the coronavirus seriously and doesn't like call it fake. That'll be nice. That'll be refreshing.
What if you had one shot to get rid of the coronavirus?
Also, Joe Biden's had a lot of shots. He's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
This is not his one shot.
I hope he keeps doing the commercials throughout his like every time like he needs a bump, and like he's like it's like him with like Lil Xan, like, you know, like, this is Lil Xan, like pretending that he's a big fan of him.
Hey, let me do some thank yous, because we've been getting a lot of donations, and I want to acknowledge these folks. If you donate, we generally read what you say. Hublax donated, says, why can't we buy Whitest Kids episodes on Amazon? Looking forward to the movie. I don't know. Why don't we sell them on Amazon? Should we?
Because we're not good at this.
Yeah, because we're idiot. Honestly, the true answer is because we're stupid.
Yeah. The answer to all of like, why can't I buy your guys' stuff? Like, is always because we own it. We're in charge of it, and we're
not good at anything.
Yeah.
DJ Gentle Giant donated, says, Newsboyz are my favorite e-thoughts. I don't know what e-thoughts means, but thank you very much. Totally Notion says,
that hoe over there.
What? No, I know what a thought is, but I don't know what an e-thought. I guess our electronic.
We're electronic. Yeah, we're electronic.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right, I'm an idiot. Sorry for pirating all your shit back in the day, he says. Well, it's okay. You just made up for it. You donated. He also says, if Daddy Biden gives us a nice stimulus, I'll give you guys at least over $100. No bamboozle. Hey, buddy, you don't have to, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Popcorn Factory CEO donated. He says they're going to pull an Epstein on Trump. Whoa. That's something
they might.
to consider.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, come on. Do you think they would do that? Who's they? Who would do it, by the way? Who?
Like, there's got to be somebody in charge of continuity of government.
The American people? I don't know what you mean.
No, you don't think that there's some organization in the government that we don't know about?
Oh my God, Trevor, what are you talking about? No,
Wet
they don't have
work.
their shit together.
You don't think there's wet works?
You think somebody sat Trump down when he got elected and was like, all right, buddy, here's the deal? No, didn't happen.
No, because they were like, we're not telling this guy.
If dude, I don't know, man.
You think Hugo
if they were worried about Trump, they would have killed him a long time ago. They're not going to kill him when he's out.
You think Hugo Chavez just happened to get cancer?
Yes.
All right.
People get cancer a lot, man.
It seemed coincidental.
All right. Popcorn Factory CEO also said, hang on, he also said, and he donated Canadian this time, said, Trevor, what was it like when you became a father? How did you feel? Did you freak out when the time came?
It was great. It was fantastic. It was amazing. Very traumatic too, because it was a kind of scary sort of birth. Like my wife like lost blood or something like that. So all these people had to come in, and so they're all working. There's like 30 people working on her, and I'm scared for her. And then they just give me a baby, and he's crying. So I'm worried about that. And I'm just kind of being like, it's okay. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Like that.
Were you like, I don't know what to do with this. What am I supposed to do? What do I do?
No, I'd held a baby before. So they're like, and they're like, and they were like, yeah. So, but I was like, right off the bat, he's crying. 30 like people came in, they're helping her. And I'm like, hey, everything's great. Welcome to the world, you know, kind of thing. So it was very scary, but it was awesome.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Hang on. There's more. Hang on. RJ Brunoff says, could you guys please go on How Did This Get Made and do Miss March? I'm not familiar with How Did This Get Made.
Isn't that
I'm assuming they look at horrible piece of shit movies and
is that
ask how
Paul
they got
Shear's thing? Is that Paul Shear?
made. Oh, maybe. Jabroni donated and he says, hey, Zach and Trevor, big fan. What's the best way to send a picture of my wiener to both of you?
Oh, DM and I'll send you my phone number.
Sweet.
Yeah.
DJ Gentle Giant says the Newsboyz election coverage is the only coverage that matters. I agree wholeheartedly.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. It's almost like please don't write in and say that, because it's almost, and if you say it, it's almost like you feel the need to say it, like everyone doesn't know it, and it's a little insulting. Everyone knows that. Yeah. But I appreciate the support.
Yeah, but we do get it. We do get it.
Yeah.
Sue Medicine, thank you, donating, you fucking angel. Tugboat Johnson sub, thank you. JDW Universe, thanks, buddy. Hellcat Kuro, I love you. Cuddly Red Panda, it's a good one. Totally Not John, subbed with Prime, thank you. The Dark Web, Linzer59, and then the Great Fulcumist, Resident Stevel, that's a good name, Resident Stevel. Brain Damage, Bubble Bloop, he says Las Vegas, and Chumps a lot. Thanks, guys. Thanks for subbing.
Also, I just want to point out that now, if you look at our thing, official WKUK has a check mark.
Get the fuck out of here, does it? Is that because we're partners?
Because we're partners. We are partners. We are part of the Twitch company at this point. Wow. And I think it's very hard to become a partner, isn't it? Because I think it's very hard. I think they only give out 3 a year. But the email we got was like, we've been watching you guys for a while and you never miss. That's the thing. And that's what we so it's pretty cool.
Burger Wolf just donated $100. Thank you. And says, would either of you do body shots off peppermint? Hey, never say never, man.
I mean, no, but Darren, yes.
Right. Yeah. And Goldbug donated and says, Trevor on holding his newborn child for the first time. Yeah, I've held a baby before, laughing my ass off. Yep, that's funny. Here's your son. Yeah, no, I know. I've held a baby before. Give him over. I get it. That's good.
They do. It is weird when they send you home with them.
I bet.
Because they're just like, that's it. There you go. Like, and they give you like a birth certificate, and you're like, oh, so okay. He just eats the same things we eat, right? You know, that you're like basically like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was crazy bringing my dog home from the, adoption thing. I can't imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So we're going to do Buckerson and Myers on Sunday, right? We're late on
Are we?
I think that, yeah. Can you? Sunday
yeah.
night?
I can do it.
All right, good deal. That'll be fun.
This is the last Buckerson and Myers?
Maybe. I don't know. That depends on your bloodlust.
Let me see if I can end it in this one.
It was amazing. We did a vote on who people want to see win the feud, Bobo Wilcox or Futt Buckerson, and it was exactly split. That's amazing.
That is the saddest thing. I mean, the fact that was split makes me weep more for this country than anything I've ever heard. It shouldn't even be close.
Oh my God. Zach, why don't you have kids? Existential dread. I don't know. Terror. That's why.
Also, you lost your balls in a car accident, right?
Well, yeah, but I still feel like I could have those reconstructed whenever I feel like it. So that's not stopping me.
I think it is.
No. It's my wedding anniversary, and I forgot to get my husband a present. Can you give a shout out to Travis, please? Travis, get a new wife. She blew it. Existential dread will lower your sperm count. Well, that's what I'm told. Zach, what kind of dog is Augie? I don't know. He's like a little fuzzy white puff. He's like a Maltese.
He's a good dog.
He's good. He's a good dog. That's all I know.
I said, Trevor, did we see your daughter in your first YouTube video this year? Yes, but that's not my daughter. It's my son. He has very long hair.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Daughter hair.
Yeah.
First off, antibiotics don't work on coronavirus. It's not a bacteria. Okay, wrong star. You gotta follow up to that. You don't just say first off and make one point.
That's a good point. You fucking idiot. Um, Also, this is the type of news you get. It's all roundabout news. Like, like I don't know the exact, like whatever. Look it up. I gave you enough. Minks, gassing. Look it up. It's real.
We want you to take responsibility for your own news here at Newsboyz. That's what these other networks should be doing. They should give you half the story and then be like, don't take our word for it. Go research.
That's why you don't trust them, because they're like, here's what's happening, and then they're always wrong. Here, we're never going to be wrong, because we're like, I don't know, this is what I heard. And then like, if it's not right, they're like, oh, antibiotics don't do coronavirus. You're like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Here's a good question. Okay, so One Soul Third Son says, do you guys think it is okay to out closeted politicians that support anti-LGBTQ policies? I'm assuming you're talking about Lindsey Graham. I'm not outing him. He's been outed.
Is he a gay man?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, all these like prostitutes have come forward and outed him and been like, he likes to be called Lady G, which is
That's cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, I guess conventional wisdom says it's never okay to out somebody, but if this person is actively trying to take people's liberties away, I don't give a shit.
It must be fun to be like, to be like that, like lying about your life. Like, where you're
Fun?
like kind of, well, I don't know. I mean, like you're kind of like you're in the Senate, you're like, I don't like these people. And then when you go home, you're like, I am these people. I'm Lady G.
Yeah.
Like it must be as close as you can be to Batman, like where you're like, I have a whole different life. Like,
Yeah. Trevor, do you know how to play any instruments? I know they muted your guitar for your specials.
Oh yeah, no. So I can play chords on a guitar, but not great. Like not, and it's really hard for me to play and like sing at the same time, because I'm thinking about what I'm doing down here, and then I forget lyrics. So like I never play live. Like I just I just use it as a prop, and I just kind of like sing the songs because I want to focus on the song.
Yeah.
Like, and like getting that right. But no, I'm not a very good.
Have you ever seen Lil Wayne do his live guitar solo?
No.
Will you pull it up? Let's watch it. It's pretty tremendous. He can't play guitar, but I think he's got like celebrity-itis where everyone in his life tells him how wonderful he is all the time, so he thinks he can play guitar, and it's pretty fantastic. Oh, we owe them a hype train. We owe them a hype train. That's right. What do we do for our hype train, dude? Oh, we could call Nevada.
Oh, we should do that. Someone said, what guitar do you have? I have a Seagull, which I love.
Oh, and people are saying Zach hates Lil Wayne now. Let's be clear. I'm the guy who's always saying you have to separate the art from the artist, right? The Carter 3 is always going to be a great record till the end of time. Doesn't matter what dumb shit that guy says. So,
I believe you coined that phrase.
What's that? I coined the phrase separate the art from the artist?
Yeah. Who is the biggest separate the art from the artist guy to you?
Like what? Who's been the biggest advocate of that perspective? I don't think anybody does.
No, like the person that you're like
Michael Jackson.
The person like, I hate what they stand for. I hate their beliefs, but it's undeniable. I like their work.
Roman Polanski, Michael Jackson, R. Kelly. But I feel like Michael Jackson is kind of he's kind of the pinnacle, right?
Right.
Undoubted genius, made the world a better place with his art, and raped children. What are you gonna do?
Right.
Is bad worse because of what he did? Not really.
See, I don't count him because I wouldn't say him because I think my theory is everyone who likes Michael Jackson, who they really like is what's his name? What's the guy?
Rashida Jones' dad, Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones. Yeah. People who are like, I love Michael Jackson. I'm like, yeah, do you really? Like, you like Quincy Jones. Like, because, Quincy Jones, everything. Doom, 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 doom. That's not Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but Quincy Jones didn't have fucking smashers with anyone but, with Michael Jackson was his there was a thing.
Quincy Jones had smashers.
Yeah, he did have smashers. As that sentence was leaving my mouth, I was like, what am I talking about?
Quincy Jones, like, he was like he was putting the beats down, and then Michael Jackson is just fucking eating ecstasy all the time and just like writing these lyrics like, you're a vegetable and I hate you. Like, like Michael Jackson's lyrics are garbage. Like, it's Quincy Jones that you like, not Michael Jackson.
Also, that you're a vegetable and we hate you, that's some fucking pedophile shit right there, dude.
Oh, he's the worst. Michael Jackson sucks.
Have you heard that Cat Williams rant against Michael Jackson? That is a thing of beauty.
No.
Oh, it's fantastic. I this is not my story, but J.C. Chavez, the NSYNC guy, is that his name? Chavez? I think that's it. Chavez. J.C. Chavez? I think that's what it is.
No idea.
He was in NSYNC. He told me the story that they were going to collaborate with Michael Jackson. So they went to the studio, and they're like, they're all, this is like at the peak of NSYNC. They're all very, very excited to meet him. And they're gonna like do a song together. So they get brought to his studio and they get led into this waiting room. And every surface of the waiting room, every fucking surface is stuffed animals. Like there's got to be 500 stuffed animals in this thing. And they're like sitting on these couches amongst these stuffed animals. And the assistant's like, okay, he's just down there. He's working, but he'd like you to watch this video, and then you can go in. So they turn on this video on the screen, and he says they're all just like, holy shit, like, what are we about to watch? Like, they're like, is this going to be the next Thriller? Like, we're going to see this new Michael Jackson video? And the video opens, and it's just shrieking fans going like, Michael! And it's just like cuts to like all these different crowd shots of just people losing their minds for like 30 seconds, right? Then for a minute, then for 3 minutes, then for 10 minutes. It's literally the video that Michael Jackson wanted them to watch before they go meet him in person was a 10-minute montage of just like Beatlemania for him. It's just like, what's happening?
It could be worse, man. If I went to a meeting and Michael Jackson's like, I have a video I want to show, I'd be like, I don't want to see it. No reason. I don't want to see it. Actually, I'm going to leave. I'm out of here.
Oh, my God.
Jim Biederman told me a story about Michael Jackson.
I know this story. It's great.
Yeah, Jim Biederman had a friend who was like a British guy who was a respected director. And so Michael Jackson had an album called, I think it was History.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
But it was like History, and then his was capitalized. Like his.
I think I can visualize the cover. It's like a statue of him, like kind of like a communist like a thing. Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the thing. So this director goes to it, and it's all the people from Sony in this meeting room, a big table meeting room, and then the director there, speakerphone. Michael Jackson is on like video, or no, he's on a video conference. It's like early video conference. It's like in 90s when this is like, cutting edge. And so he's sitting there, and Michael Jackson is talking about the video that he wants him to direct. And he's like, I think I'll just do this thing where it's like, it's a big statue of me, but it's like all these, it's pulled out into like an arena by like 50 young boys, and they're all wearing togas. And so it's 50 young boys in togas pulling, this statue of me. And the director goes, should we maybe not, should we maybe not like do that? Just in light of recent things that people have been saying.
Oh, this is
like,
post-allegation.
Post-allegation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, History is his comeback thing. And he's like, I think we should maybe like think of like a different aesthetic for your big comeback video than, a bunch of like 50 young boys in togas pulling you out. And Michael Jackson's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, these baseless accusations that are going on. And Michael Jackson goes, could you pick up the phone? Like, and all of a sudden he turns his monitor off. And so everyone in Sony looks at the guy. And so the guy's goes and he picks up the phone in the middle of the desk and he picks it up and he listens and he says, Michael Jackson quits the fucking pedophile voice, whatever the fuck he does. Like, you know, talks just like a regular dude. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? You are fucking with my vision. Like, and like he reams him out.
Yeah.
Guy hangs up. It's like, all right, fine. Michael turns back on the thing, goes like, so I think we're gonna do the statue.
Yeah.
And then on and he said like everybody was like looking at him like, you know, kind of like, dude, you fucked up. But it's like it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's a bad idea. But Michael Jackson made billions of dollars for Sony. So they're like, if he wants a fucking statue, he gets a fucking statue with Togo. Yeah.
Unreal. Yeah, I've heard that he would drop the voice. He doesn't really talk like that. It's an affect.
No.
Yeah.
It's a trap. It's a honey trap. He's trying to sound like a kid because he's trying to attract kids. It's very, very, very. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's no good. Oh my goodness! Did I ever tell you? Wait, have I told on this stream the Leo story? The screaming fans when he went to Japan. Have I fucking told that story on here? Have I told you this? Do you know this story?
No.
Oh man. Oh, Pork Sweat says yes. Maybe I did. All right, whatever. I'm doing it anyways. No. So Leo DiCaprio, obviously.
This story.
Yeah, you know it.
No, we talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
On the stream?
On this stream.
Where he went to Japan?
Oh no. I thought you were the one with your wife.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, he goes. So he's like, look, I was very, very famous, you know, from like 14, 15, whenever I did like Romeo and Juliet, you know, I was really fucking famous, like in America.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize like how different like that level of fame was from the fame I had when I did Titanic. Like I didn't realize what a difference Titanic was going to make in my life until I did Titanic and then I went to Japan. And so, you know, I'm flying private, you know, I'm going to do publicity for this movie.
It'd be fun to be friends with Leonardo DiCaprio, and every time he tells anything in the story, like, so I'm flying private, you're like,
weird flex. Everything he says, you're just like, weird flex, dude. Right? He like literally can't say anything. He can't do anything. You just always be like, weird flex.
Oh, cool.
And he's like, oh shit, Marty's calling me. Oh, weird flex. Yeah, so he's flying private into Tokyo, and he said, like, he didn't say this to me, by the way. I've never met Leo. This is not a name thing. This is a friend of mine was in Wolf of Wall Street, and he told him this story, and I'm second-handing it.
You're friends. What's the fat kid in?
Brian Sacca. This is Brian Sacca.
The fat kid in Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, that's Jonah Hill, but
that's your friend, right?
No. So he gets there, he flies in, and he says that the tarmac of the airport, there are thousands of shrieking Japanese girls being held back by like police, like physically restrained. They're Beatlemania. They're trying to get through the barrier. And the plane lands, and his security detail in the plane is like, all right, Leo, here's what's going to happen. You're going to put this hood on. You're going to completely cover your face. You're going to go in the middle of us, and we're going to fucking run. And he's like, I'm not doing any of that shit. And they're like, no, yeah, you have to. He's like, I'm going to walk. I'm not putting a fucking hood on. Like, we're just going to go. He's like, fine.
I'm part of the pussy posse, man.
Yeah, you're talking to the leader of the pussy posse here, buddy. So he won't play by the rules, right? So he walks down. He says as soon as he walks down the fucking steps of the plane, it's just like a shrieking bomb is going off. These girls are going crazy, and he says one of them breaks through the barrier, and she sprints across the tarmac. She gets to him, and she wraps herself around him and bites his leg. Hard.
Holy shit.
Like she fucking sinks her teeth into his leg, and he's like, ah! And he says his fucking bouncer goes like, Koosh! And cracks this girl in the head. And then he looks up, all these girls have busted through. Like the dam is broken and they're being fucking mobbed. He said bouncers are fucking slugging little Japanese girls left and right. They pick him up, they're like running like he's carry-on luggage. They're like sprinting. It's just like violence and mayhem. And he's like, holy shit, dude. Like, it's different now. Fucking amazing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Somebody just fucking gifted like crazy while that was going on. Let me do another round of thank yous here because we just got gifted. I believe. Let me refresh my recent event.
I remember my girlfriend in high school really liked the Smashing Pumpkins.
So did I. I was obsessed.
Yeah. Oh, if we went to the same high school, we might have been,
maybe I would have dated her. Hang on. Ricky June, thanks, buddy. Ricky June just like gifted like a fucking obscene amount. Thanks, man. That is
really
very cool of you. I don't even know how many, but like a lot. Cheers, bud. Sorry. Keep going, Trevor.
No, I was just like, so my girlfriend in high school, like, I think Smashing Pumpkins was coming to like DC or something. So she was like trying to get tickets.
I wonder if it was the Melancholy Infinite Sadness show that I went to at the 9:30 Club. I went to that show.
It was the Melancholy Infinite Sadness.
Yeah, it was really hard to get tickets.
Yeah. She's trying to get tickets. And I was like, oh, you're trying to get tickets? She's like, yeah. You know what I'm going to do if I get tickets? If I get there? I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm going to like run, jump past the bouncer, get up on stage, and I'm going to rip off some of Billy Corgan's leg hair and keep it. And I was like, it was the first, you ever like know something, like, you'd be like, oh, we're dating. And then be like, oh, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, like it was like someone says something that like changes your opinion real quick. I'm like, oh, you're fucking insane. Like,
Did you break up with her?
No.
No. You're like, wow, writing's on the wall. Well, I'm already doing it.
No, that was the problem I had, is be like, well, you're fucking insane. Like, I'll just keep dating you.
I mean, Trevor's a guy who one of his girlfriends woke him up by punching him in the face, and you didn't break up with her.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That was brutal.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Worst way to wake up.
That's no fun. I just sounded like the worst radio sidekick of all time. Yeah, that's no fun. Let's do some more thank yous here. What does this say? Mlem Pupper donated. Says pronounced Malem Pupper. Okay. Thanks for that. Never apologize for retelling stories. I love hearing you talk. Oh, that's so sweet of you. DJ Gentle Giant says, can Trevor give me a shout out so I have a tag for when I DJ on Reddit?
What does that mean?
All right, there it is. It wasn't great, but he did it. Jasmine donated and says, be the first official news organization to call the election. You heard it here first.
Yeah, call it.
Donald Trump is our next and current president of the United States. It's over.
They're trying to steal it from him. He won it fair and square. Now someone's going to go grab that and throw it on the thing, and we'll be like, yeah.
Annie Hayes just gifted 10 subs. Thanks, Annie Hayes. I appreciate you, my friend.
Someone says, Trevor, why did you get punched?
Great question.
Well, it was, I'll tell you why. It was a misunderstanding where my girlfriend at the time was like, I don't want you hanging out with this other girl. And then I was like, I wouldn't. And then I went and hung out with her. And then
one-on-one without telling?
Yeah.
You're a bad boyfriend.
And then I got back and she was like, did you hang out with that girl? And I was like, no. And then she found out I did. So she woke me up by punching me square in the face.
How'd she find out?
I don't even remember.
She probably, it was like a Facebook thing. Did she go on your computer or something?
No, it was like, I don't know. I think someone saw us at the same party.
And told her.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, they're hanging out on the roof together talking, and so I got punched square in the face.
Wow.
So I guess it was fine.
But you didn't last that much longer. That was pretty near the end, right?
No.
Of your relationship? No. No. Oh man, you're useless.
I use the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right. DJ Gently Giants, he donated again. He says, fucking dead. Want him to say my username. Well, he went to the bathroom. Once again, you're out of luck, my friend. I'm sorry. I noticed I said DJ Gently Giant like I'm an idiot. I can't read. Wrong star. I'm sorry you missed my soul stream, man. This was a week. I'm working now, dude. I'm slammed. I think next week will be less busy for me, so I think I will be able to. Whoa, level 5 hype train 481. Holy shit. I think I might have more time in the coming week. I got one of the things kind of knocked out, so we'll see. I do enjoy it. Zach, when will we see stills from the movie? Oh, guys, not anytime in the near future. I would hope within a couple months. Zach, tell us about the work you're working on. Not really. Pork Sweats donating like fucking crazy. Thanks, Pork Sweats. I appreciate you. Twerkin, thank you. Twerkin, you're always coming through. You're the best. Who's the better kisser, Trevor or Darren? I don't know. Is there anyone that's kissed both you and Darren that could tell us?
No.
What about Timmy kissed Darren? You've never kissed Timmy. That would never
I've never
happen.
kissed Timmy. I don't think Darren and I think the overlap between people that Darren and I have kissed is nothing. The Venn diagram is just two circles. Have you ever kissed anyone that Darren kissed?
I don't think so. No.
Have you ever kissed anybody that Timmy kissed?
No.
Sam?
No. There was a girl. I don't think Sam ever kissed Michelle. There was a girl I made out with one night that may have kissed Sam like at one point. I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever kissed anybody that another whitest kid has kissed.
Yeah. What if I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you this, Trevor, but our hype train just maxed out. Okay, so we got a fucking hype train to deal with. What do we do? We're at 695. I mean, we gotta deliver something here.
Let's call Vegas. All
right, you gonna find a number?
Yeah. Did I say it right that time?
No.
I really don't know what it is.
Vegas versus Vegas. You can hear the difference, right? Vegas.
It's so slight, that difference. Say it again. Do it slow.
Vegas is the way you do it. That's what you say.
Right.
You say
no,
Vegas.
That's wrong.
Yeah, you say Vegas, and it's Vegas.
Vegas.
Uh-huh.
I like my way better.
Am I wrong, chat? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm crazy. I don't think I'm crazy.
How do you figure out what the phone number is for?
This is the problem with this plan. And do you think that they're going to be answering in phones and explaining themselves?
They're fucking idiots.
If they do,
they're answering the phone. That's why this is taking so long. Who is counting in Vegas? Oh, I got to remember, it's not actually called Vegas. It's called Nevada. Carson City. Okay, so it's happening in. No, that's where the article's from.
I mean, what's the capital of Nevada?
Nobody knows. It's probably one of those states where it's like
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, they're probably like, it's not Las Vegas because we're so much more than that. And you're like, okay, because you know how the states do that? These like states no one gives a shit about. They're like, and they have one city. Like everyone's like, what's your capital? And they're like, not that, like New York. Like, you know, they're like, what's your capital? New York City? No, it's Albany.
Yeah. Or like California, it's Sacramento.
Yeah, bet you didn't know we had more going on than just the only thing you know us for. And it was like, fuck you. Your capital's New York City.
What was it like? Isn't North Dakota? It's Bismarck, North Dakota. What is it? Pierre? Pierre's the capital of some fucking state.
Well, North Dakota could be like, they're like, what do you think our like capital is? Like, I don't think you have a capital.
I'd be like, I've honestly never thought about it.
I bet your capital is a fucking like cow. It's like a sick cow that's like by a creek that you call a crick. And like it's just eating mud, and you're like that, yeah.
Oh, that got me. All right, so Nevada has Carson City, Reno, and Vegas, but that pretty much is it. I think the worst whitest kid show we ever had was in Sparks, Nevada.
Oh my God,
That was without a doubt the worst show we ever had, and I
That was
hated it so much.
Sparks, Nevada was the sketchiest place, except the so Sparks, Nevada, it was just meth.
Yeah.
And so we did a tour before we had a TV show. Someone says, I'm from Sparks, Nevada. Oh, that's crazy. Hi, nice to see you.
You're banned for life. I hate to say it.
Hi, Harry Dick and Butt. No, so we had a tour that we were doing before. Someone says, are they returning to? Oh, okay. So we had a tour that we were doing before we had a TV show, and we were the opening act for the band Flogging Molly,
who I don't like. I have to throw that out there.
I thought they were good guys. I liked them.
Okay.
All right. So we would open for them, and like Flogging Molly, their fans are passionate, and drunk.
Yeah.
So we would open for them, and they would be pissed, and they would literally throw shit at us. And so we were in Sparks, Nevada, and it was not going well because we were doing sketches. Like
we would come on stage, and be like, all right, we're in a restaurant, and I'm a girl, and they'd be like, fuck you, and it was like, all right.
Yeah. And so we did that for 6 weeks, and we did one in Sparks, Nevada, where they were like, all right, as soon as you're done, when sun is down, you have to be on the bus. Like, you can't be walking around. But I
don't remember anyone saying that to us. Was that a thing?
Oh, that was a thing. It was like, they were like, in this place, this is not a fucking joke. This is like meth central. Like, you have to be on the bus. And then we'll get out of here. But after a show, we would usually rent a hotel room because no one could shit on the bus. We had a rule. You couldn't shit on the bus. So we would have a hotel room that we would book in every city where everyone could go and do their shits.
Take a shower
and all this stuff. So that day, I got last straw. So I was the last person going to the shower.
So you got to go take a shower where someone just took a shit. And so it's just like disgusting in there.
Well, not only that, like we're on a bus for 6 weeks and we would be like, you have to promise not to jerk off in the room. But I know there's two people I'm sure always did.
Who?
You can figure it out.
Well, I know one is Sam. Who's the other? Who's the other?
No, this is my thing from now on. No one's going to get mad at me because I'm never going to give details. I'm just going to do vague sort of recollections.
All right.
Chat gets it, though.
Who got it?
So this day, I'm like the last one going to the shower. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. It's going to be fucking just, this is going to be my friends cum everywhere. This is going to suck. So I go in and I'm like, I'm taking a long time because I'm throwing towels on everything. I'm like, there's no, so then I leave and it's sundown. It's dark. It's getting dusk. And I'm like, oh, they told me not to do this. Okay. So I'm like trying to get to the bus. And it was like being in a real life zombie movie because every single person I saw was like tattered clothes, kind of walking like this. And then they'd see you and they'd start coming towards you because they wanted like money.
Yeah.
And so I was like running and it was like, like all these people coming after me. I had to like get to the bus and get in. And then I was, that's it. That's the end of the story.
I wonder if Sparks, who's the dude in our chat that's from Sparks? I want to know. Does this sound right? Is it still like that?
His name is Harry Dick and Butt.
Harry Dick and Butt, yes? Is that how it still is? I do remember it was crazy, man. I mean, there's a lot of towns in California that are the exact same way. If you get up north.
I remember we had a bus driver and he would drive and he was like, he had like a funny voice because he'd be like, well, here we go. We're driving around the country. And he was like a professional bus driver for like bands and stuff. And it was on the way to Sparks, Nevada. We went over this hill and we went down this hill and it was just trailer homes in the desert. Mm-hmm. Not trailer homes, just trailers in the desert.
Sure. That's not abnormal.
No, but he's like, you see all this? He's like, and we were like, yeah. And he's like, it's all meth labs. And he was like, if one of these blows up, the whole valley explodes. And I remember that being like a weird, I don't believe it. But as a kid, I was like, what? It was like, drive faster, dude.
Remember Timmy had that like crazy beef with one of the bus drivers?
Yeah,
Why?
because the bus driver said that Timmy went through his bag,
Oh, is
and
that right?
he came and he called the tour people. He was like, I don't want, Timmy went through my bag. He has to apologize. And Timmy's like, I'm not apologizing. I didn't do it. Like,
That's
and it was
fair.
this, yeah. And it was a weird thing where they were like, yeah, he's going to quit. And then we're like, well, we're in the middle of like Montana. Like, like, is someone going to come and drive us? Like, we don't know.
He was crazy though. He was clearly that bus driver was
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of bus drivers are crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it attracts normal folks.
Well, it's like you're driving drunks around, especially if you're like a band
Yeah.
or a bus driver.
You're nocturnal.
You're nocturnal. Because you do a show at night and then you drive all night, and everyone just has this energy of getting. I mean, when we were on tour, we get off a show and we'd be like, "There's so much energy and so much excitement," and then they're like, "Get on the bus because you got to be in fucking Lawrence, Kansas tomorrow." So then we'd like be like on the thing, and we would just have bottles of whiskey and stuff and just be drinking blind.
It was
on this.
insane every fucking night. And we would play Guitar Hero at like maximum volume. I remember
That's how insane it was.
No, I'm just saying we would do Guitar Hero was like that. So he was constantly listening to the same 12 songs for 6 weeks, blasted. And then we would like fight and scream and get obliterated.
Physically fight.
And I remember we would watch, it was Guitar Hero, or we would watch like Jerry Springer, right?
Or the Air Buddies movie.
Or the Air Buddies movies.
Because we got obsessed with the Buddies movies, so we'd put the Buddies movies on and just like drink and do drugs and like fight, like
God.
It's a weird scene.
Yeah.
And then also we'd let people on the bus from like shows. Where we'd be like, anyone who were like, you want to go to this next city like 8 hours away?
And
people
drunk
like, yeah.
People would be like, yeah. And then like, and 2 hours on the road, they'd kind of sober up and be like, my car is back in Cleveland. And we're like, well, you're going to fucking Wichita now, bitch. It was like, oh no. It was like, that happened more than one time.
And also, we'd also eventually get tired of these people. Like they'd be like, we were like, and then we go in our little cabins, and there was a button that you could push that would shut the cabin. Like the scene in Miss March about the tour bus is about our tour bus.
Yeah. No one died though that I know of. Oh my god. Somebody says they have day jobs, dude. Well, I mean, remember one time on tour?
They didn't seem to.
This had to be our second tour where we were like traveling around, and we had these two guys that were like gonna do a documentary about us that never materialized. It never got made, but they were like filming us, and like we did not get along with them.
Oh, I know where this is going.
And I think it was either me or Sam. One of us kicked one of them in the balls, which was bad, and it turned into a whole thing where there was like, I had to like have a talk. And like, yeah, it was me, as I remember now. I was like, yeah, I was joking. I got like we were. I thought we were all like wrestling, and I kicked you in the balls. It was like, well, blah blah blah. But then, yeah, I'm not proud of that, chat. I get it. Wow, Zach, fuck you. Next, wow, Zach is banned for life. And then we went to that gas station, and they shoplifted.
And I called them out.
Yeah, which was the right thing to do. It's like,
I felt bad about that after the fact. Like,
why?
they're just,
fuck them.
Because they're just, I mean, in retrospect, they were just like guys who had been like given an assignment to do a documentary on us or whatever like that. And they're just trying to, we're a close knit group.
Mm-hmm.
We're a clique.
Sure.
So you got to be on the road with these five guys who are like best friends. And like, we're hanging out. We're not really talking to them a lot. Now, granted, they're there to do a job, which is just, document this or whatever. But someone says we're a toast group. Yes, I slurred that. Sorry. But the other thing is, our bus had Zach and my faces across the entire thing.
Right.
It was just our giant faces from fucking Miss March. And so we went into this small like gas station in the middle of fucking nowhere in Montana.
And it was like an indie mom pop convenience store as part of it.
It's not like an AM PM or anything like that. It was not a chain. It was just like a small gas station. And we went in there, and the kids that were working there were fans of Whitest Kids, you know, like, and we're like, so this is a different tour than when we didn't have the show. This is when we were doing the Miss March thing. And so they were like, oh, it's good to see you guys. We're like, oh, cool. Like, it was nice to meet you and everything like that. And then we got in, and this dude from the documentary was like, look at all this shit I stole from the gas station. And I didn't like him anyway.
He sucked.
And I was also probably day drunk, but I was like, you're a fucking piece of shit. And everyone got quiet. Like, and he was like, oh, I'm just like, I was like, fuck you, dude. You know where we are in Montana? These people probably have $10 to their name, which is elitist.
Elitist coastal bastard.
I'm like, these people eat dirt and tumbleweeds, you know, and you come in here and you fucking steal their sunglasses. And he was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, his and my faces are on this butt, you piece of shit. And I like really went into him. And then, and he felt, you could tell he was like, really
he was definitely shamed.
And then later I was kind of like, I think I apologized to him. I was like, but I had nowhere to go. Cause I was like, remember when I called you a fucking piece of shit? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I didn't mean that, man. Like, there's nowhere you could go with that. Yeah. And then they left the tour like the next stop. Like,
good riddance, man. Yeah. Somebody says hashtag free those two guys.
Oh, you know what's weird though?
What?
Is I ran into those two guys again later in life.
No way.
Yeah, I went and did a sketch that Fox wanted me to do. They sent me down to do a sketch, and those guys were shooting it.
Was it awkward?
Weirdly, no.
Really?
Like,
were they like, "Hey, great to see you, man"?
Yeah, it was kind of like water under the bridge. But then I remember, so they're the only dudes I knew down there, and we're at the French Quarter. We're shooting in New Orleans. We shot the sketch, and then afterwards,
was this the John Cena sketch?
It was the John Cena thing. And they're like, hey, let's go out tonight. And I'm like, I'm tired. I think I got to go to bed. And then I went to bed, and then I like snuck out to go like hang out. Cause I like, you know, I just didn't want to hang out with those guys. But
did they run into you?
No.
That would have been bad, right?
Yeah. They obviously didn't go to strip clubs.
Election results. Vote counters give up and quit. Presidential candidates decide to have a die-off duel. First person to die gets to go home and not be president.
Someone said they're listening right now, and I actually have a little anxiety about that. What if they're listening? Because they're probably fine guys, especially this is like 15 years ago.
Those guys are not listening, dude.
So they're probably, I think everyone's listening to the show. I don't think you understand how popular the show is.
Oh. Hang on. Breaking news. Zach is gay. All right. Got real weird there.
Yeah, it's Lizzie Love says everyone is fucking listening. I think she's right.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, Johnny Depp wife beater. What happened with Johnny Depp this week? I feel like something happened. Like he got Did he get acquitted?
No, the opposite. They were like, so he was suing Aqua Lady because like Aqua Lady was like, you know, he like beat me up all the time. And then he was like, no, she shit on my bed. That was the...
Did he really say she shit on his bed?
Yeah, that was, I believe, I'm an idiot. I don't know the thing, but I think Aqua Lady was like, he beat me up. And then he was like, she shit on my bed and I never beat her up. And then it was a big case with the newspaper. And then at the end, they were like, it's all true. She shit on his bed and he beat her up. Like,
and only one of those things is a crime.
Yeah. So now someone says Trevor's got it wrong. It's a separate case. But now, like, Aqua Lady still gets to do movies, and Johnny Depp can't do. There's another Harry Potter that's not a Harry Potter. The
Dangerous Beasts or whatever the fuck it's called. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's like magical things. But they're like it's another Harry Potter, and he was a big guy in it, and now he can't do it because he beat up Aqua Lady.
Wow.
Someone says she beat him up.
Wow. Have you ever shat somewhere besides a toilet on purpose?
No.
This is just me asking you. This is not a Chad question. You never were like, I'm gonna ruin this person's day. I'm gonna shit here.
No.
You never were with a group of friends where you like drove to someone's house and shit on their doorstep?
No, never. Did you?
I didn't do the shitting, but I was part of it. Yeah.
Mm.
There was a kid. That had it coming, man.
There was this kid that I was sort of not really friends with because he was like a couple years older than me, but we were friendly. Named Whit in middle school, and so he was in high school. But my middle school and high school were the same thing. And Whit was taller than I am, like he was damn near 7 feet tall. And I thought the funniest thing that Whit would always say that he did, and I believe him, was that he would go whenever you would go into those restrooms where they had the hand dryer, and you know how you can turn them for no reason, like you can turn the hand dryer.
Right, the nozzle. You can rotate it. Yeah.
You can turn it. So then all of a sudden you could like, I don't know, get warm air in your face, whatever the fuck it's for like that. So he would turn it and he was tall enough that he would fill it with piss. Like he would piss in it.
This dude needs to go to prison for this.
No, this dude, Whit was cool. And so then, and the joke was that people would come in and then you just wait in the bathroom. You like go in the stall and you wait. And then people, they wash their hands. Their hands are freshly washed, and then they go and they see the nozzles turned up and they turn it upside down over their hands and they get a big handful of piss.
I thought you were gonna say people are like, oh well, I guess I'll just dry my hands above it. They push the button and then like piss shoots them in the face.
No,
I thought
people would always turn it around into their hands.
It's fucking awful. Wait, can you talk about your buddy? Was it Stefan? Was that his name?
Oh yeah, Stefan.
Dude, this is like. I never met this.
He might be listening.
If he is, dude, if you're in this chat, Stefan, you're my fucking hero, dude.
Stefan was great.
Just
and also horrible.
Right. Can you just describe, Can you talk about him for a little bit? This is the most fascinating dude I've never met in my life.
So I went to like a very restrictive, borderline fucked up Christian school. So you got like a lot of kind of fucked up parents, and he's gonna hate this if I'm like, well, he probably like, oh well, whatever.
He's not here.
Yeah. So this guy, like, he was a piece of work because his parents, like, he had a date with a girl and he wasn't allowed to see PG-13 movies, and they followed him, and they found out he went to see like Adam Sandler movie, and she went in, destroyed the date, grabbed him by his ear as like a teenager and pulled him out. Like, he was a piece of work.
That's like some Carrie type shit. That sucks.
Yeah. But he was, the way that he dealt with that was that he was the guy in my friend group that you could write something really funny or think of something really funny and that you would never do. And you'd be like, hey, Stefan, do this. And he'd be like, all right. Like he did not give a fuck. Like he was like, he'll do anything. And so like his big thing that he would do is he would hang out, like we'd be in public and he would go next to people like and just go like, oh, like that was his big like, and then people would look at him and he's a kid. So like you don't really get like, but then he would just be like doing something that, oh, and so he would always do that. And then my favorite thing he ever did was he was in the talent show at school. And so he dressed like Boys to Men. And he was like in all white with shades up there by himself. And he was like, watch what I'm going to do. And we're like, what are you going to do? And so then he goes up, talent show. Nobody wants to do a talent show. It's a school-wide talent show. We all have to be there. It's like an assembly kind of thing. But he's like, I'm in it. I'm like, all right. He gets up there and he just starts going, so I told my homies I then. 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 For like 5 minutes. Like, that's it. That's the only bit. It's the same words.
Did it get funny in waves? Where it would like get really funny and then kind of die down and then it keeps going and then it gets funny?
Friends dying in the back because, like, you know, teachers and parents, they don't want to stop a kid from their talent, you know, but he's like, so, but after like 4 minutes of, so I told my homie so I told my homie eventually they're like, okay, that's enough. Stefan, thank you very much. Thank you, Stefan. Like,
That is pretty goddamn amazing.
he was great.
Yeah. Didn't he also get up? The teacher's like, all right, who can solve this equation on the chalkboard? Stefan?
That was my other friend.
Oh, I thought that was Stefan.
No, that was Nick. Nick, I had a friend named Nick who I think now believes he's a god. Like he went crazy. God, I hope he's not listening.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
Yeah, he was cool though. I love that dude. But he like hated school. He was the most like, I fucking hate school of all of us. And like one time the teacher was like, he was like sleeping, and he was also like not great at, like, you know, when you like break up like painkillers to snort them, like he would like break up, he would just cut them in half and snort them.
That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude.
No, like he was just lazy about everything, and then you'd be talking to him and his nose would start to bleed. He's like, ah, fuck. And you'd be like, dude. He broke his leg because he like, so I was at my dad's.
The fucking funniest things. I don't know. Keep going.
I was at my dad's office, and I was like watching TV one night, and like he called me and he was like, I'm gonna fucking run away from home. And I was like, he's always saying shit like this. So I was like, yeah, man, fucking do it. You do it, you know, like that. And he was like, I'm gonna go to fucking, like, you know, like Colorado or something. I'm like, yeah, do it, man. And he's like, the problem is my parents know I want to do this, so they like they have automated like alarms on the house. And I'm like, just go out the fucking window. Don't jump off the roof. You'll be fine. Like, you know, like that. And he's like, man, maybe. And hung up. This guy always like would say shit like this. Next day I go to school. This kid's in a fucking wheelchair because he fucking jumped off his roof.
You're Gibby Haynes. He's Kurt Cobain.
Oh, well, you're right. Like
yeah.
that was a thing that happened.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Gibby Haynes and Kurt Cobain were in rehab together. And Kurt was like, I want to get out of here. And Gibby's like, just fucking jump over the wall. Go home. Go right now. And Kurt does. He jumps the wall. And then 2 days later, he killed himself. Anyway.
But Nick's parents sent him to the fucking desert because he was a bad kid. Like, we were all like bad kids, but like he was the worst. And so like his parents were like, you got to go to the desert. It was like a weird, like kind of Christian thing.
I know about this stuff. Yeah.
So they sent him out and they drop him in the middle of the desert for like 30 days. You know, it might have even been longer. It might have been a thing like, you know, how like Jesus was in the
Was this like Outward Bound?
I don't know what it was called, but it was like a big, yeah. Someone says, was it in Utah? Yes, it was in Utah. So they take you out and they drop you out in the fucking desert. And so Nick had to go and we're like, oh, that sucks. And then he came back and he was never the same.
He was worse or better?
Worse. I mean, like, he was weird. Like, it was like, he was always just sort of disaffected, sort of like slacker, like all of us, but worse, you know? And then when he came back, he was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because they dropped him out in the desert for like a month. And I remember we're just being like, so they dropped you in the desert for a month? I'm like, what did you do? He's like, I just fucking jerked off for a month. But
what else would you do? What else is there to do?
Yeah. But to get to the point of how we brought him up was one day he was sleeping on his desk, and the teacher should have known. I mean, this is Nick. Like, you know, it's like he's not paying attention. It's fine. Like, it's Nick. Get over it. Not everyone's gonna pay attention to your stupid, you know, fucking mitochondria speech. But she was like, Nick, will you come up? Actually, it wasn't mitochondria because it was math, but she was like, Nick, will you come up and like do this problem on the board? And he's like, ugh. And he gets up and then he just writes a big F. And then she's like, Nick. And then he writes a big U. And she's like, Nick. And then he writes a big C. And she's like, Nick. And then he writes a big K. And then she's like, Nicholas, go to the principal's office. Like that. And he's like, oh, I messed up. I made a mistake. I was trying to do the math problem. Which was the funniest fucking thing. To be in high school and see that, it's
Uh,
goddamn. Yeah.
do you wish you could go back and like? Obviously, no, because high school fucking sucks. But like to be able to go back, I would like to go back and do a week of high school over, like knowing what I know now and just not giving a fuck about any of the shit that used to stress me out so much. Ah, it'd be so fun.
I don't remember being that stressed out in high school.
Oh,
Like
man.
I actually like liked high school, but like I hated my thing was being there early. Like
Like in the morning.
I hated being there early.
Yeah.
Like, what was the big stress for you in high school?
Yeah, I'm an anxious person. I always have stress, but I feel like in high school I was just like, I had a crazy home life, so I didn't feel safe at home. And then like being in school, it was just like, I didn't feel like I had like a good, solid like social situation at all. So I was kind of a loner and just kind of
Oh, really?
unhappy and shit like that. I mean, I had friends, but it was like,
Yeah, like that's surprising me because I feel like you've always had like a good like a
well, like
group of
Ryan
friends.
went to my school, but he was 2 years younger than me. So like I don't know, it was fine. I wasn't like a loser, like, but
Right.
I certainly wasn't like popular and thriving. I was just like, I don't like it here. Yeah.
Did you try being cooler?
Sure. I tried so hard. I mean, legit. I tried. Yeah. I think honestly that was a big part of like what punk was for me. Was it was a way to it's so obvious in retrospect, like give myself an identity other than me. So it's like I became
Right.
like really punk guy. So I had like crazy hair and I like defined myself by this other thing.
That's what you're supposed to be doing at that
Yeah.
age, though, because it's like no one has a personality at that point.
Right.
Like, you're just like, what do you like? That's what you like,
Yeah.
connects you with people.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a shorthand to like make friends. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
Do it. Can we give high school Zach a hug? You know what? You're right. High school Zach could use a pat on the back. Zach was shoved in lockers. No, I wasn't even bullied. It wasn't anything like that. It was like more insidious, where you just like feel alone. Wow, that's dark. Call someone. Yeah, I know the hype train. Right? We've maxed out hype train twice. I feel like, or maybe just once. I don't remember. But I'm down to Zach smells like cinnamon. What the fuck are you talking about? Saw Salon did a news story on you guys and your sketches. It was cool to see you guys in my news feed. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That was a fun story. Nate, why are you? What's the Shamrock? Lucky one? What are you doing? What is that? What do you mean, Nate? What's your game? Hey Zach, how'd the movie pitch go today? I'm sure you crushed it. I think I might have. How do you guys feel about those shows like Impractical Jokers? Do you have an opinion, Trevor? Do you have an opinion about shows like Impractical Jokers? Like you're a prank TV guy, so I guess you probably do. I don't give a
My
shit
God.
about Impractical Jokers.
I mean, I feel like Impractical Jokers is just objectively successful. Like it's so big that like regardless of what you think, like you have like it's always weird for me when people are like, this thing is not funny. That's hugely popular.
Like Family Guy. Like I do not like Family Guy. It's a mega gigantic hit. I get it.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Or like like a back in the day in the like when we were doing comedy, Dane Cook kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's like, Dane Cook's not funny. I'm like, I don't like Dane Cook, but the guy's selling out Madison Square Garden. That's insane. Like,
Yeah.
for a comedian to do, like,
Yeah.
so
And so
I
are
don't
the
know.
Impractical Jokers. I think they sold out Madison Square Garden. What do
They
they
sold out
do
the
on
O2.
stage? What the fuck is their show?
I have no idea. Owen Benjamin used to open for them.
Yeah, Dane
that-
Cook. I haven't seen this. Will you pull up Dane Cook's horrible plastic surgery? Apparently, he looks like a completely different person now.
Oh yeah, he looks.
I haven't seen it yet.
There's a couple of comedy people that I'm on or they do a chain where you just basically comment on Dane Cook's Instagram.
Oh, does he have like a crazy Instagram?
Yeah, you should follow it. It's great.
Yeah.
He's just very kind of, I don't know, whatever. Like he's sort of lame and earnest, but it's also like you think where he's like, just I don't know, just pictures of him in the gym being like, just did this and hey there, big guy. I don't know. Like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm drunk and just slandering.
Did you
people.
know that Impractical Jokers was a sketch group before the show? I didn't know that.
I did.
You did?
I thought.
What were they called?
I don't know. I was supposed to. I think they're really good guys. Like I think they're cool guys. I don't know that, but I think I've heard that.
I guess they were called the Tenderloins. All right.
Oh, I remember that.
Are they
group.
from San Francisco or something?
I remember that group. One of them follows me on Twitter. It's a good story.
Hell yeah, dude. Opinion of Louis C.K. and Dane Cook, like their whole dust up that they had. I mean, at the time, I was like, Team Louis, but I mean, I don't fucking. Who cares? I guess.
I'm not convinced Dane Cook was stealing his shit. Like
he was. Louis was convinced.
Yeah, but I mean, I also like I like to give. I mean, I give people a little bit of
leeway,
birth with that.
Yeah.
Like like I think it's sometimes. I don't think with somebody like Carlos Mencia. There's so many examples of it.
Mm-hmm.
With Dane Cook, it was like this one example, and I'm like, all right, if it's one thing, like even if it's like a couple things, like but it changes when it's like there's tons of them, like but like I don't know. I mean, I don't find what Dane Cook's stand-up is to be that funny,
right?
And I don't think you need to steal to do that sort of stand-up,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me see this photo.
What am I looking at?
Dane Cook, plastic surgery, his new face.
Oh, right. Breaking news. Dane Cook has gotten plastic surgery. Well, that's the weird thing is like, that's the weird thing about him is like, he seems like a guy who's like, he's not going to gracefully become a guy I don't think he'll ever be like a guy who's like, oh, I'm an old guy.
Dane Cook?
Yeah. Like he's like a guy, he's like trying to be young. That's why these people get this surgery stuff.
Here, I'll pull it up here.
I got it. Would you ever get plastic surgery?
No. I mean, I don't know if I had some sort of disfigurement, sure. Get
that.
the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Is that real? Is that photoshopped?
No, man, that's it.
He looks insane.
Well, it's like, most people in comedy hate themselves on some level, but
he looks like a boardwalk caricature, like those cartoons you get at like the theme park or something. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people have self-loathing, sure.
Yeah, that's how you get into comedy. That's how you start relying on that, But there is like the people who like have the aesthetic like hatred of themselves. Like it's weird. Like they're like Carrot Top fucked himself up. Like
dude, him up. Pull up a fucking Carrot Top. He looks terrifying.
Joe Piscopo fucked himself up.
I don't even know what he looks like. Why is everyone saying Rachel Ray? Did she do something to her face? I have no idea. I don't know what Rachel Ray looks like, so I wouldn't know.
One of the greatest comedians, Rachel Ray.
Yeah. We filmed some sketches in her studio.
Yeah, we did.
Is there Newsboyz merch? That's not a bad idea. Who was behind the Happier with Your Mouth Open sketch? I think all of us. I don't know what you mean. Zach, saw you in the video for the OCs. Do you like the OCs? I love the OCs. Yes, I love Garage Rock. The Oblivions, the OCs, all that. Yes, big fan.
Well, Carrot Top just looks like he's gotten juiced now. Like that is.
Yeah, he got jacked.
His thing doesn't seem to be that like surgery.
But he still looks crazy.
He looks weird.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot of plastic surgery. There's no doubt about it. Look at that
Yeah.
fucking guy. Are you kidding, man? That is terrifying.
Yeah.
My God.
He's probably not a happy man.
Oh. Hang on. The GOP won a Supreme Court order to separate late arriving ballots earlier tonight.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Do you think, part of me thinks that Trump's still going to win.
You think so?
Part of me.
I don't think so, man.
Part of me thinks like there's a plan to just tie it up in the courts until it gets to, someone told me this. I don't know if it's true or not, but they're like, you can tie it up into the courts till a certain date. And then if it hits that certain date, then it becomes a vote with the Congress. But it's not that everybody, it's not like, you know, you get you get a vote per senator. It's like every state votes.
Isn't that what the Electoral College is?
No, but it's just one up, one down. I don't know if this is true. This is just what I heard. This is Newsboyz. This is
so like
Newsboyz
Rhode
is.
Island would have the same amount of votes as California? This
Exactly.
is not real. This is
And
not
there's 26 red states and 24 blue states. So that's what I heard.
There's no way.
Someone says that is for a tie if it's a tie.
Do either of you have an opinion on the Eric Andre show? I think we both love it.
I have a very so the Eric Andre show. Zach and I are friends with Eric Andre, have been forever. James Adomian, remember James Adomian? James Adomian and Josh Fadum and I, basically we had an idea for a sketch show that we were going to try to sell to a network. And so like the idea was like, it's going to be James Adomian, me, Josh Fadum, and Eric Andre. And so I called Eric and I was like, Eric, we have this show idea. We're trying to make this like small, like comedy cast. Would you be in it? And he was like, I would love to, but I am going out with this thing that I self-shot. And he was like, I'm going to send it to you, see what you think.
Yeah.
And he sent me the pilot for the Eric Andre show. And like, I don't normally get like this, and I love Eric, but when I saw it, I was mad for being like, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
Like it was so good.
Yeah.
And it was so realized just in its like self-produced pilot kind of that I like, it wasn't like, well, if this doesn't get picked up, will you be in our show? It was kind of like, never mind. Congratulations on being incredibly famous. Yeah. This is the greatest idea. That's my opinion on that show.
I was working in Texas and he came through and was doing stand-up in Austin. And he called me and was like, will you come over and watch my pilot? And I was like, come to your hotel and like sit in a room with you and watch your pilot? I was like, yeah. So I like went over and it was just like, we sat on his bed and I had his laptop on my lap and it was like push play. It was like a situation you never want to be in with someone where you're like watching them, their thing with them there.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah,
he sent me a link, so I was.
Yeah, no, I like sat on his bed with him, and I was like, "All right, here we go." And I was just like already thinking like, just say you like it, you know? I'm just gonna say I like it, dude. It was so fucking incredible. And when it was over, I was like, Eric, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. And he's like, you think it's good? I was like, it's fucking great. Yeah, it was amazing.
Dude, same thing.
Yeah.
The other thing that we had similar to that, I wasn't there for it. You guys were. But it was what's his name?
Dude, when Atencio showed us the Key and Peele pilot.
Atencio, who's a friend of ours, and he directed all of Key and Peele. Mm-hmm. Like they had finished the pilot of Key and Peele, and it was right when we had finished our last episode of Whitest Kids. So it was kind of like, it was our like last season. The best thing about our last season was the Civil War, which isn't great if you watch it split up. It's great when you watch it together. So maybe you should tell the story, but like,
We
like what
had some get together in LA where all these comedians got together and we are gonna watch our last episode and like everyone was very nice and it was like, yay, it's over, no more, long live Whitest Kids is dead or whatever. It was
they were like, yay, it's over.
yeah, kind of. And and like as soon as it ended, Peter's like, do you guys want to watch my pilot? And we're like, sure, let's watch your little pilot. And he put it in, and it was the first sketch was that like Key and Peele, and they're like, I said, bitch. That famous sketch that is like, and it was just so well shot and so fucking funny and so much better than anything in the episode of Whitest Kids that we just watched. It was like so much better. And it was just like,
Peter Atencio is an actual director who directed their show. The director of our show was You and Me.
Yeah. But to be fair, look, I'm not saying we can't direct anything. We had no money and time. Anyone would have made a show that looked like garbage with that budget and that time constraint. But anyhow, not the point. It was just it was another one of those moments where you're just like, this is how Motley Crue felt the first time they heard Nirvana. Not like we were even as big as Motley Crue, but you're just like, oh, like this is it. They're fucking awesome. Have you guys ever seen Letterkenny? I think Sam watches Letterkenny, but I don't. I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, here's the thing. We had an article come out this week.
Oh yeah, someone was talking about that in Salon.
Oh yeah, Salon. Yeah. They were like, they asked us questions about sketches, and then the whole thing was like the Whitest Kids predicted the Trump era, which is like not true.
No.
they're like, oh wow, some things that the Whitest Kids talked about still haven't gotten better.
Yeah. People are loving Letterkenny. Nice. All right.
But I like the article and I like the guy who wrote it. Like he seemed cool.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Salon. People are asking. Salon. Salon.
Salon. You should look it up. The guy did a nice job. He did a really great article. And they said. So there was a thing where I think the guy knows Timmy.
Yeah. So
Timmy would basically be like, "Hey, we're going to do this. Can we do this article?" And we're like, "Okay." And then he would send us the questions, and then we wouldn't respond to them. And then it was a Zoom. We're just bad at responding to Timmy's texts. Is that fucked up?
No, it's true.
But then after we did the article, the guy was like, "What about?" He's like, "Do you regret your name?" And Timmy like texted it, and Sam was like, "Do we regret the name?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, because it's like not a great name, But I'm like, what's the question behind? Is it like?
That's a very loaded phrasing. Do you regret what you did?
It's a very loaded phrasing. And then the article was like, we tried to reach them and they didn't respond, which is true. But they were like, tone deaf name. And
I haven't read the article. I didn't see that in there. So is
that's very cool. Not read. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it goes. Their name is tone deaf now. I mean, it's a nice article. It's not shitting on us or anything like that. But it's like the name's tone deaf. But it was interesting because I read it and I was like, I still don't think the name's tone deaf.
Yeah, I just think the context is no longer obvious. Like when in 2000 and blah blah, it was obviously self-deprecating, and now in 2020, it's people could be forgiven for assuming that we're some sort of toxic, nasty thing.
I guess, but I mean, it's like that's consciously ignoring a huge staple of comedy,
right?
Which is self-deprecation,
right? Like,
so, like it's a very weird thing that, like, I don't know. I've heard a couple people say that or be like, "Dude, your guy's name." And I'm like, "What the fuck's wrong with the name? There's nothing wrong with the name." Like,
yeah,
it's just not a good name. It's a shitty name. I wish we had a different name.
Yeah,
but I don't find it to be offensive at all.
Yeah, let me check on. Somebody says Mark Meadows has COVID.
Who's that?
He's Chumps. I said Chumps. Chief of Staff. Yep, he does.
Mm.
Wow. Guys, fucking idiots, get your shit together. Wear fucking masks. Stupid people.
I'm so scared of mink COVID. I don't want mink COVID.
Yeah. So fucking dumb.
Do you know what will be the worst about getting COVID?
What?
I'm glad you asked. Is that you get it? So like I think about this all the time because I'm still doing a show. We get tested all the time, but I realize that at the moment that if one of my tests comes back positive, it's not like I can go and like say hi to my wife or anything. I've got to go to a hotel, or I've got to come into this bottom section of my house, and they have to stay up on the other floors, like kind of thing. And so like I basically, you're at that moment, you cannot have any physical contact with anybody.
Sarah and I went and got tested together like 2 weeks ago, and it was like, what if one of us is positive and the other is not? Like, what are we gonna do? And my house is like small, dude.
Bye.
It's like,
yeah, you got to go to a hotel.
I'm not gonna go fucking stay in a hotel. I'm gonna move into this garage. I'll be sleeping on this couch, and I guess for 2 weeks, I'll just be in here.
All these people that are dying, all these people who are dying from it. It's not only that you're dying. Like what do you want in your last couple of moments?
I know, dude. It's really sad.
It's human touch. It's your loved ones. It's like you want to hold a hand. You want someone to like, just to be there with you through this uncertain passage. And
all these old people, who are dying from it, can't see their children and their grandchildren in their last days. And then
you got people holding up signs outside of windows. Like,
dude, it fucking breaks my heart, man. And that's one of the reasons I can't believe that this election was 50-50. Like, you'd think that would affect more people in this country. And I don't know, man. It drives me nuts.
I think we've never been, I don't know. I think we've never been honest about the country.
Like what? Keep going. Oh, I like where you're going with this.
No, I mean, I think this has been a divided country since the Civil War. You know, and I don't think that ever went away, like, kind of thing. And I think that's like, it's we've done a great job at trying to mask over it, and basically like we've put on a good front, or like a good, like we have a good media image. Mm-hmm. We hope.
Right. We don't anymore.
But the truth of it is, it's two countries that have completely different ideals that fucking hate each other, kind of thing. And that's what we're trying to like wrap together to be like, because it's just more profitable to have us together, kind of thing. Like,
Well, we did it. Thanks, everybody.
Is that it? Are we out?
I don't know. People are desperate to believe in something that never really existed. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry, it's moving too fast. Yeah.
Sad times. Are you bummed out with this time? People say we love drunk Trevor. I'm not. I'm buzzed. I'm not.
Am I bummed out at this time? You mean in the American experience right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, profoundly.
Really?
Yeah. I'm very disappointed. I just think, and for me, it's like, I can't accept that like 45% of my fellow countrymen are like bigots. I don't think that's right. I think that they just have like, somebody said, I think it was, whatever, it doesn't matter. Somebody said it today, like they had a fire hose of misinformation aimed at their head for years.
Yeah.
And this is just the rational behavior of somebody who has just been like, and I'm sure I am also in a bubble. I'm sure I have a lot of things wrong. I'm sure there's some sane middle ground that I'm not quite on terra firma. But it is hard for me to listen to this man speak for so long and hear the absolutely despicable things that he says again and again and again. That there's no amount of spin can make him a decent human being. Like we've all seen it. Like he lied to us about COVID. You know, that's just
Right.
to pull one thing out. And to look at that, and that 45% of us were like, yeah, I want 4 more years of that. It just makes me so disappointed. And it's just like, who are we?
Well, you got the thing that like I don't think he gets is like because I you know I'm from the South. I mean, the Virginia that you're from.
We're both from Virginia, but you're from the South. I'm from the North.
Yeah, and like the people that I know that like him, you know, I'm not a fan, but the people that I know that like him, you know, are kind of like, you know, I fucking hate him, but you know, the people from my days at church are like they want to like pack that court and they want to like
he packed the court. He did it.
Yeah.
So why vote for him?
Because they're just like, oh, I mean, like this is like no one likes Trump. That's the weird thing. Some fucking crazy people do because you see these people who are like driving around with it all over like that.
Yeah.
But that's what I, you know, the thing that's crazy to me is that he seems so incompetent.
He
no
absolutely is incompetent.
No. He's incompetent for the job, but he is the most competent person, like the most competent
as
politician.
A showman, spinning his image.
So that's the thing I think. That's the thing I think about a lot.
But also, dude, no, he's not even competent. If he had just pretended to give a shit about COVID, he would have won in a landslide, which is sad. If he'd taken it seriously, he would have won.
I still think he's going to end up in a great position. Like, I think he's just like, there's something that he like hones in on that is just inherent to like human frailty or whatever it is. But like, you know, it's we've never seen a politician like that. And I'm not doom and glooming it. I'm like, it's sad because he's such a successful politician and then so bad at the actual like keeping people protected sort of thing. Like, you know, he just doesn't have the attention span for it.
Yeah.
And also because he's so successful as a politician, he doesn't trust anyone else except himself, which is like one of the scariest things about Bush Jr. was when he started talking about like the gut, just going from the gut, or he talks to God. Mm-hmm. You know, like, who do you get advice from? I talk to God. You know, that is where it gets really scary.
Yeah.
And like Trump is that, but there's no God. It's just your own. He's just bouncing around up in here. Like he's just asking himself, like, you know, and that's scary.
Yeah. Oh man.
That being said, everyone who, no matter what your political belief, you're welcome here at Newsboyz.
That's true. That really is true. Even Trumpers are welcome here in Newsboyz. I don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, you want to call Vegas?
Yeah. Do you have a number?
No. I don't know where. Hang on. Wait. Nevada, not
now. I feel embarrassed for talking about that actually a little bit because I normally don't like to talk about that stuff.
I don't mind.
Well, you love shitting on Trump.
I don't even love it. I just can't help it. Clark County officials provide updates. Where are they, and how do we call them?
Clark County. We can figure it out.
Clark County.
Clark County. All right, here we go. Clark County Registrar.
Oh, the registrar. That's the word I didn't know. That's what we want.
You want to make fun of me for how I said it?
Who, me? Or
yeah.
Chat? No.
You.
You say Clark? You idiot.
Yeah. Okay, I got it right here.
You got it?
Oh. Yep.
Call him.
Let's find out what's taking these dumb motherfuckers so long.
Somebody says, Sincere Trevor is such a fun treat.
County Recorder's Office. Para Español, presione el número 9. Your call is being monitored and recorded. Su llamada será monitoreada y grabada. Please listen carefully to the menu options. The office hours are 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Our office is closed on Fridays. Our website is clarkcounty.nv.
Unbelievable.
Hit 0. They might be in there.
They're closed on Fridays.
Maybe not today. Hit 0.
There's a fucking election going on.
Main menu. For hours of business, location,
You
directions,
can tell this
or
lady's
mailing
dumb as
address,
shit.
press 1.
For hours of business?
On fees and recording requirements, press 2. For information on recording a homestead, press 3.
Recording of Homestead.
For information of conveyance of real property, declaration of value form, and real property transfer tax, press 4.
Everyone's going,
For
wow, Zach.
information on ordering
Fuck you, pork
copies of
sweats. You've been pissing me off.
official records and ordering over the internet, press 5.
What is this?
I don't
What
think this
going-
is the right number, dude.
It is.
Time during this recording, please press 6. To repeat these options,
Hit 0.
please press 7.
This is how I got here. This
Oh,
is
0 is?
Main menu. For hours of business, location.
For
directions,
hours of business?
Press 1. For information on fees and recording requirements, press 2. For information on recording a homestead, press 3. For information of conveyance of real property, declaration of value form, and real property transfer tax, press 4. For information on ordering copies of
You know
marriage
what?
certificates,
Fuck this. What's the city?
Clark
What's the
County.
city?
Clark County.
I'm calling the police in Clark County.
Okay, sure. Don't call the emergency number, obviously.
No, I'm looking up police, Clark County. Clark County Police. Here we go. Clark County Police.
For hours of business?
Police. If this is a police emergency, hang up and dial 911. If this is a police non-emergency, hang up and dial 311. If you need to speak to a Park Police employee regarding an administrative matter, please call back Monday through Friday between 8 a.m.
Wait, what was the other thing they told me to call?
excluding
I
holidays.
don't know. Rug cutting bro, I guess, lives in Clark County, and he really wants us to call him. But I don't know why we would call you, dude. You don't, unless you're at the place. It's not gonna do it.
Hold on. Calling again. I'm gonna listen this time too.
Reach the Clark County Park Police. If this is a police emergency,
This is Park
hang
Police.
up and dial 911. If this is a police non-emergency, hang up and dial 311.
Oh, I called the wrong number. Here we go. Here we
Here we
go.
go.
This
Here we
is-
go. Hang on, somebody. Clark County Elections Department, 702-455-VOTE.
455 vote.
702-455-8683. Unless this person
Wow.
like gave us their friend's phone number and it's gonna be jokes on us.
Oh, if that happens, the stream is
Thank you
done.
for calling the Clark County Election Department.
Oh, this is it.
To hear this information in
Who did
English,
that? Who gave us
press
this?
1. Para escuchar esta información
Char
Oh,
BB.
I-
Thanks, buddy.
I didn't hear it. Should I just hit 1?
Yeah.
Para sacar
All right, 1.
In an effort to curb the spread of coronavirus and to be in compliance with the governor's directive, the Clark County Election Department is asking all visitors to wear a mask or face covering.
Oh my God, come on.
For deadlines to register to vote in the upcoming election, visit our website. Press 1 to hear our website address. Press 2 if you wish to confirm your registration.
That's my options.
Our office is now closed. Important
Hit
Offices
zero.
are
Hit
closed.
0.
professional assistance.
This doesn't work. Hitting 0.
Voter Services representative is not available.
Yeah, it's not available.
outside
All right. I'm calling 911. Wait. How do you call
Don't call
911?
911, dude.
No, how do you call 911 just for Clark County?
No, don't tie up their emergency line.
It's fine.
No.
Hold on. All right, here's the sheriff.
Oh, you could call Trump has a voter fraud hotline. You could call that.
Ooh.
That's
ooh.
not a bad idea.
Yeah, where is it?
I'll give it to you right now. 1-888-630.
Hold on. Hold on. And this is it. Then we got to go to bed, right?
Yeah.
188.
630.
Oh, I did 360. Do you think that'll work anyway?
No, probably not.
630.
1776, of course.
That's great. All right, what should I say?
Just be like,
wait.
Post-election war room.
Who is this?
Currently closed. At the tone,
It's closed.
leave a message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hey, I'm calling about election fraud. And I seen a lot of it. I was a poll watcher. Give me a call. Give me a call back. I want to talk about it. I saw it. It's all a scam. Please trace my number. Call me back.
I love you.
Hello? Hello?
All right.
Will you call me? Call me back when you get this. Trace the number. Call me back. I've seen a lot of election fraud. I love you. This is, I don't like doing phone pranks because it's like,
they're not the best.
It's hard to get them on the thing, and it's like,
Well, especially when you call late at night.
I know. We should call. Can you do a specific 911 to like an area?
Well, it's a crime.
Not a big one.
All right.
That's it?
I think so.
All right.
We kind of got a little deep boys there at the end. So that's cool. Yeah.
All right. They don't all have to be deep boys.
No. All right, homie. We'll do Self-Suck Saturday tomorrow at 7, right?
Oh, I don't want to do that.
You got to. Why don't you want to do that?
Because now it's all just hot sauce.
No, we're done. We're not doing that anymore.
I don't buy it.
It's over. The hot sauce is over.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Timmy's going to bust it out.
I have not liked the direction that Self-Suck Saturday's gone for a month. I don't buy it. I think that Timmy's going to be like, it's going to be in our mailboxes again.
No.
You don't think so?
No. I think it's done.
Well, come see tomorrow.
All right. We'll find out. Yeah. Wow, Zach. Hang on. Before you go, please say why you don't like Henry Rollins. I've talked about it so much, dude. Who gives a shit?
Why don't you like Henry Rollins?
All right, homies.
Wait, is there a reason? Is there like
why I don't like Henry Rollins?
Yeah, that you looked and were like,
He's lame.
Yeah, you know, my only thought about, because I wasn't a punk music guy. Like I never got into punk music. I flirted with Green Day.
Oh wow.
No, but the thing about Henry Rollins was my mom showed me Henry Rollins.
What?
Because she thought he was funny. Like, because when he did his solo music, he had a song called "'Cause I'm a Liar."
Yeah, I remember that song.
And it was on the Today Show or something like that, or Good Morning America. And she brought me downstairs. She was like, "You might like this guy. He's funny," like that. And I was like, "No, Mom, I don't like whatever you like that." And I always held that against Henry Rollins for my whole life.
Yeah, he's mom music.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan. That's okay. What does Trevor dislike doing? Here's a poll. Doing more, Buckerson and Myers or Self-Suck Saturday?
Oof, that is close.
People say Buckerson and Myers. Dude, be honest. You like doing all of these things.
I find. Here's what I like. You know what I like?
Huh.
I like the fan base of Newsboyz. The fan base of Buckerson and Myers turned against me. And so they can suck my dick and eat my shit. Like, I don't give a shit about Buckerson and Myers. Self-Suck Saturday, I'm not into the hot sauce thing. I like this group and this group alone.
Okay, there you go.
Is that fair?
Hey, man, you feel how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. There might be a reckoning tomorrow, but,
Yeah, I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
And it'll make me love doing Self-Suck Saturday all the more.
Grant, thanks for those gifted. All right, guys, let me do some quick thank yous and then let's hop off here. Hang on. We'll do some of these shout outs. Popcorn Factory says, do some shout outs. All right. Hey, Popcorn Factory donated $50. He says, you guys are fucking amazing. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. What the fuck? The chosen undead. Jesus, it's hard to read that. Donated. Thanks, buddy. DJ Gentle Giant says COVID's really fucked me up. With Trump out of office, I really hope it gets better. All right, I hope so too. What fuck Gary donated says Zach periphery or nah? I don't even know what that means, dude. So I'm gonna go with nah. Drip Dingus donated says, can we see a pic of the high school punk Zach? I'll find one. That's a good idea. I know I have one where I have like buy hawks and I look like an idiot. Yeah. Media personality donated and says, with all love to Timmy, role-playing games other than D&D type things can be a lot more open and exciting. Over the Edge is about a surreal modern party island. Tales from the Loop is like 80s kid sci-fi. Fiasco is GM-less game that you could all play. Yeah, I think we talked about it. I think we all want to do like a modern one after Buckerson and Myers. So I'm down with that. Annie Hayes says, call Alaska. He says they're counting too and nobody cares. They must be so sad. Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good, that would have been a good suggestion like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Hold on and hang on. Says, you guys are my bright spot in the week. Best election coverage easily. I agree with you, dude. My husband says we will donate more if you can teach Trevor to jump out of his tail. All right. I'll work on that.
I never know what to do when people just do references to things where you're kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I appreciate you watching the thing, but I don't know how to respond to that.
No, it's funny because like every stream somebody says that was funny. Now do it happier with your mouth open. And it's like,
I know,
man, come
and
on.
I'm not against it. I like that they like the thing, but I don't know what to. I can't like. What am I? I don't know what to respond to that.
Yeah. Bacchus donated. Yes, born under Club of Gore. I'm with you on that one, Bacchus. Okay, so DJ Gentle Giant has donated for like the 5th time, and he says, all right, he's back. He can say my username now.
Who?
DJ Gentle,
me?
Yeah, DJ Gentle Giant.
DJ Gentle Giant.
There you go. You did.
Wait, are they going to use it in a SoundCloud?
Probably.
Thing?
You probably.
I should say it better. DJ Gentle Giant.
There you go. All
there
right.
you go.
You really delivered. That guy he can't complain anymore.
Yep.
Cool. I guess we did it, man.
Oh, we always do it. We never miss.
Yeah. We're fucking laser beams.
I want to say, if I could be personal for a second.
Oh, here we go.
You know, like, thank you guys for watching the stream. And I also, I know the sacrifice it is. And I know, you know, what you guys put up with, but thank you for watching the other guys' streams too.
Yeah.
It makes them feel good. It makes it less awkward around
it can't
Zach
be fun.
and I. Yeah. So, you know, like, it's nice that when we're like, they're like, how did, you know, Newsboyz do? And we're like, it was incredible. And then we're like, how did your fucking thing, you know, what's the thing you do? How did that do? And they're like, oh, there's like 8 people watching. And we're like, oh, that's cool. It's good. So I want to thank you guys for that. That means a lot to us. It's a rising tide lifts all boats, and we know it. And thank you.
All right, homies. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for Self Suck Saturday. This has been the flagship show. You've been watching Newsboyz. You guys want to raid anybody? Who do you guys want to raid? We'll raid anybody. I don't give a fuck. Raid me.
You know what's funny? You rated Jason Mewes.
I didn't want to.
I stayed on and I watched it.
How'd that? Yeah, he doesn't. Like, how'd that go?
He was like, thank you, WKUK. And then he was like, oh, and then he talked to a guy in his ear because I think because the name said whitest kids, he thought it was like a bad fucked up thing. And you could hear the guy in his ear for a second be like, it's fine. They have YouTube videos. They're fine. Like, but it bled through and you could hear him. He's like, oh, okay. Like,
that is so fucking funny. All right. So people want Meat Canyon, Funches, Rongina.
Let's do Funches. Funches he's a buddy of ours.
I think Pemberton might be on.
Oh, let's do Pemberton.
Want to do Pemberton? Let's get Pemberton.
Yeah, we've done Funches. We haven't done Pemberton for a while.
All right, cool. All right.
I will. I'm going to stay on and watch Pemberton for a little bit because I love the kid.
I love that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Wait, what's his Twitch thing?
No idea.
Hang on.
Don't love him that much.
What's it called? Johnny.
Just my nipples. That's what it's called.
Just my
Somebody-
nipples. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Just my
All right, guys.
nipples.
Thanks. We'll see you back here next Friday.
All right, let's get ready to raid. Thanks everybody. Love you guys. Peace out, Trevor. Good work, man.
You too, dude.
All right, homie.
Bye.
All right, hang on. I gotta wait. 4, 3, 2, 1. Raid. And then I gotta end the stream.